Hello everyone and welcome to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. My name is Cutie and we focus on Soulslikes, Roguelikes, Metroidvanias, and other adventurous speedruns. So essentially, if it has challenging gameplay, exciting exploration, and or meaningful progression, it's fair game. Now, today we have sort of a retro-focused block of games, and we actually have the most games that we've ever had. That's not much of a record considering Awfully Silly Ass for Us has 5 games and Express Lane does this every week, but we have 4. So I'm excited. First up, we've got Mega Man 6, any percent with Mellow Flows. Super excited, this is gonna be fun. Mellow was kind enough to join us this show because we didn't have quite enough time in the Mega Man special we did a few weeks ago. And then after that, we've got Jack 3, any percent, no Out of Bounds with Zifless, followed by Lords of Exile, any percent, Lyria with Bedwood Blackburn, and then lastly, Metroid Rogue Dawn, 100% all bosses, no major glitches with one Forsaken Gaming. Quite a list there. Now, since we are the first show of the week, if you are curious what's coming up on Hotfix, you can check out this week's schedule and explore our full season lineup at gdq.gg/hotfix. Always be checking that out. We're going to have fun stuff, new stuff every single day. So make sure you know what's coming up so you can plan your schedule and make sure you don't miss any of those great runs. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the gaming. So let's bring in Mega Man 6 with Mellow Flows. Mellow, how are you doing today?
Hey, Cutie. What's up? I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. And Mega Man 6, it's a perfect game for Perilous Paths because there's so many places to die. It's one of the harder Mega Man speedruns, in my opinion, and I'll explain why that is. But yeah, death's all over. So we'll see how this goes. I will try my best. Mega Man 6 is the last Mega Man game on the NES, and it is very unique. The movement is unlike any of the others. It is a sliding Mega Man, so you can go fast, but it comes at a cost. I am ready, and I will explain why it is so difficult as I try to perform it. So, QT, if you're good to go, I am as well.
Yeah, we're all set. You're already getting some love in chat, so you got a lot of fans and supporters here. But if you want to give us a 3, 2, 1 countdown for getting started, just let us know.
All right, let me get to the menu. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, have fun.
Thank you. Okay, so we start with Windman. This is the fastest route. The task does this. And that's because weapons in this stage isn't very useful. Also, you're fighting the boss with Buster, obviously, since it's the first boss. And the Buster fight is pretty easy. He's pretty much always vulnerable to be shot with the Buster. This is a sliding Mega Man, like I mentioned, but unlike all of the other sliding Mega Man games, you cannot jump out of your slide. You are invested in that slide. But what you can do is called a slide cancel. That's where you turn around. Oh, that's very bad. Hold on. Yeah, we actually call that room the improv room because if anything goes wrong, you have to improvise a lot. All right, we're out of there though. Okay, so like I was saying, slide cancels. You can do what I just did there, which is a cancel by tapping A. It doesn't make you jump, but it makes you stand in place. Or you could turn back. That's a turn back cancel. So you have those 2 options to cancel your slide. Otherwise, you're going to just slide off into a pit. So get used to it if you want to run this game. You either hate it, love it, or tolerate it enough. But yeah, some people actually prefer it. There's not many. This was actually my first Mega Man speed game because it was the only Mega Man game I owned. So when I started speedrunning, I just came to this. Okay, 136 door. That's not the greatest, but at least no deaths yet. All right, so I'm going to be doing the wind dance, which is slide canceling, doing turn back cancels while I charge. For some reason, that speeds up your charge. That was not a full charge. Oh, okay, this is pretty awkward, but he can't possibly kill me. Unless I... All right, pretty sloppy, but we are out of there. Also, at the end of each boss fight... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the fact that breakdancing Mega Man is the official speed tech is wild. I love that.
Yeah, the wind dance, it's so cool. Like the top runners that could do it so fast, these slide cancels and get their charges out optimally. It looks so cool, and it actually has a purpose. Also, when the boss explodes, I'm going to be going to the right side of the room if I'm close enough, because for some reason that mitigates lag, and it only works on the right side of the room in the boss rooms. Okay, so Flame Man, this is a very dangerous stage. We got spikes, we have oil that can get lit on fire, and if it gets lit up by those flame tellies, it is essentially spikes. It's a instant death if you touch it. And interestingly enough, if they light it on fire and you die, it is still lit on fire. And some of those pits are actually linked to other pits in the next room. So if this one lights up, the one in the next room that it's linked to will be lit up.
And are those shown in the graphics? Is there like a pipe running from field to field, or it's just one of those things that it does on the back?
No, it's just a memory thing on the NES. It actually affects. Ooh, did that not hit? Yep. It actually the same memory linking thing that happens in a different stage as well. Okay, pretty favorable RNG there. They didn't light up the oil. If they did, I probably would have died with that slow movement. So I got kind of lucky there. If you have fast movement, regardless of the RNG from those flame boys, you'll be fine. Okay, Flame Man. Some people actually run Flame first because you could do all of this pretty fast with Buster. But when he does that, those little flame pillars on the ground, it's like a shield, and you have to shoot your Buster right over it. It's a pretty slim shot. Some people are pretty good at it, like the Buster only runners. But yeah, with wind, the wind weapon just goes right through that, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, Blizzard Man, another dangerous stage coming up next. We have ice physics, which we all love in gaming.
Well,
oh yeah, and from Flame Man, we also got the POW adapter. In this game, you don't have the regular Rush Jet, Rush Coil dog. Instead, he merges with Mega Man's body to give him different power-ups. So POW is one of them. Okay.
Do any of the ice physics make you go any faster? Like, do they increase your momentum? Can you carry momentum over? Anything fun with that?
Does not increase your momentum, but it does necessitate A cancels on your slides, because if... Oh, crap. Hold on. This is like the hardest part of the room. Alright. I'm gonna have to just wait for the shield. Okay. Yeah, if you do a turn back slide cancel, it will whip you around the opposite way and you'll lose all your forward momentum. But if you do an A cancel, it allows you to keep your sliding momentum, keep moving the same direction, but facing the other way. So that lets you reverse deboost in a lot of interesting ways. Okay, I only got one slice of butter there. That's not the greatest.
What?
You want to be able to go across that whole submarine, which is what we call butter, without stopping at one of those little safe areas.
I was going to say, you just mentioned one slice of butter and told no one what it meant.
Yeah. Everyone knows Mega Man 6 lingo. What are you talking about? No, honestly, not enough people run this game. Even in the Mega Man community, this is like the hated child. More people need to run this game, and I'm gonna say that every day.
I mean,
okay,
we've had breakdancing, and now this dude on skis. Like, I love this game.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is RNG, whether or not he does that roll, which he's invulnerable when he rolls. So that was pretty bad RNG. Especially that opening roll, because he goes all the way to the left side, and you have to wait for him to hit into the wall before you can hit him again. Okay. All right, so we got out of 3 pretty dangerous stages, and now we are going to go into an even more dangerous and difficult stage, Plants Man. I was talking to you, QT, about this before the run.
Do it.
And, well, when I get to that room, we'll see what happens.
No, I'm not here to pressure much.
So in the very last room of this stage, there is a strat that we call plant forms. There are these platforms in Plant Man stage. We call them plant forms. And the intended way is to shoot it with Buster to open it so that you can actually walk on it, land on it. But it's much faster to stay on Flame Weapon. By the way, Flame is so OP. We're going to be using it a lot in the run. So as you can see, this requires a lot more input than a normal sliding mega because of the slide cancels. And of course, we want to be sliding as much as possible. All right, this is the last room. This is it, right? Okay, I need to concentrate. I'm dead. Yeah. Okay, so that was the platform that I went for.
Oh, I didn't lose very much.
Tried to make you proud, QT.
Oh, that was a good try. So we were talking
I'm far back, bro.
We were talking earlier. There's, I think you said 1 in 6 where it eats your input and you just die. Is that what we saw there?
Yeah, that might have been the dead frame. Oh yeah, another reason why a lot of people dislike this game is because there's eaten inputs. When you turn around and jump, it might eat your input. And platforms, which you're not supposed to stand on anyways, you only have like a 6-frame window. And one of those frames is a dead frame. So, but it's fast. I'm not gonna go for it again, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I only asked you to try it once. I appreciate it.
I mean, it's still dangerous with the Buster. Like, these springs, the physics is so weird. And then the freaking fish coming out, like, why?
I don't know, I'm
okay, so the Plant Man fight.
I think it's got a lot of personality.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of personality. Look at that flower. All right, so in this fight, he could jump left or right. He jumped left, and that was bad for me because I did not get the manip. All right, now I might just get like 2 hits per cycle, which is pretty sad. And I'm dead. I'm not gonna die. Don't worry. Okay. I went for platforms. I was actually feeling it. Like, I thought I had it. I told you I was going to go off of the vibe, and the vibe told me go for it. And
we're going to blame the 1 in 6. That was totally what happened.
Yeah. That's totally that dead frame. Okay, so that's a very common death. That's one of the biggest run killers, reset points of the game. Yo, thank you everyone for the luck. Yo, what's up, Looking Toad, Oral? Yo, the whole Mega Man crew is here. By the way, MegaManLeaderboards.net. Check it out. Join the Discord. The community is so great. We like to have events. Come ask questions. Okay, Tomahawk Man is a pretty chill stage after Plant, so I'm feeling okay for now.
I always find fascinating, one of the reasons I like the Mega Man series is the kind of like the boss order, weakness order thing, and I'm curious about, like, is Tomahawk Man weak to plants? Because I'm not quite sure I understand that, but...
I don't know. He's like... You know what? I'm not
fascinated trying to figure the logic out.
There is logic. Every boss represents like a region. So this is like a Native American thing. Oh, that was not 4 hits. Okay. So plants are his weakness, right?
I mean, I thought Native Americans were good with plants. I don't know. My history might need a little work.
Oh, by the way, in 4 of the stages, there's 4 alternate paths because you could get the beat letters, 4 beat letters, B-E-A-T, to earn the bird from Mega Man 5. He also has an appearance in this game, but he's pretty useless, not OP like in Mega Man 5. And there's also, in this stage specifically, Proto Man. If you meet with him, he'll give you the energy balancer. Hold on. I'm taking way too much damage.
Oh, that was easy.
I mean, lags. Yeah, and that fight is a exact ammo fight, so you definitely don't want to spam. You want to be mindful of the invincibility frames of the boss, which is pretty long in this game. Oh yeah, so Proto Man and the beat letters, you can earn those if you take the alternate paths. So we do have a 100% category for this game, believe it or not. And speaking of alternate paths, I'm going to be taking the alternate path in Yamato Man. Not because I need beat or anything, but just because it happens to be faster. Okay. I'm glad I did that save. I was not paying attention and I got the bad pattern. Okay, Yamato Man. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, right over here is another split path. We're going to be taking the top route. All of the alternate paths to earn beat letters require either the Jet or the PAL adapter. So you could revisit stages in this game, and what's cool is if you revisit a stage, there's a different color palette of the stages.
And that's only if you beat the boss first, though?
Yeah. You can't just game over and come back. So this is the real Yamato Man, basically, because it takes you to an entirely different boss gate. Yamato Man has 2 patterns and a rule. Oh my god, I am. A rule is that they can't do the same thing 3 times in a row. So since he only has 2 patterns, and he did the firing horizontal twice, I knew he was going to jump in the next pattern. I didn't capitalize on it, but I knew. Yo, Tempest, good. Ashton, David, we got all the boys here.
You got a full crew.
All them, yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, I thought I did a miss state select in Mega Man games. If you do the wrong state select, it runs over.
Is that because there's no way to quit out?
Yeah, you would have to game over or play the stage with other strats. Oh, hold on, this is pretty dangerous. Yeah. Okay. The spike ceiling there's a lot of different ways to do that room fast. What I did was one of the safest ways, and another safe way if you want to try doing that in one cycle yourself is to just pause. If you pause, the spike ceiling will keep moving and will go back up while you're in the pause. I'm not explaining it that great right now, but basically that.
So the spikes don't pause.
You can pause right before you're getting squished. Yeah, you can pause right before you get squished, and I hate these guys. All right. Eddie, we don't wait for Eddie. Okay, there's a really cool strat in this. It's kind of subtle, but there's a way to kill both of those mad nerds really fast. And now the bouncy castle.
Oh, I was about to ask, why is there bouncy stuff in the castle? But then, yeah, bouncy castle. Okay. Man, they got jokes way back in the... Oh, 93 is not that way back, actually. I thought this game was from the 80s.
Okay, Nightman. Pretty easy fight with the Yamato Spear as it goes through his shield. Some people play the stage first. Wow, that was a really nice pattern. He could jump unlimited if he wants. Yeah, some people play Nightman first because there's a glitch you could do where he throws his mace out of the gate and then he's just stuck with no shield, and you could just keep shooting him. But you have to manip him the right way.
And so you've mentioned out of 8 stages, I think there's 3 different ones that people start at. Is there like a, difficulty aside, is there a determinative fastest one that is normally picked by like world record, or is it by just preference, or is there any fundamental difference to which one people are going first?
Yeah, wind first is definitely the fastest, no doubt about it. But it's really cool to see the alternate strats that people use when they come to wind with weapons equipped and weapons available to them. But it is the fastest route. By the way, in the first room of this, I did a strat called Miracle Jump because it's pretty dangerous. I'm glad I got it.
So is
here in the checkpoint room.
Is that weapon homing, or are you like actually manipulating where it bounces? Because I watched you just hit 2 in a row with it.
Oh, you could shoot it in, what was it, 6 directions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 directions. I actually counted it in my head. And it whips around like a boomerang. So if you shoot it at the right angle, you could hit multiple things. If it's... someone could explain this better than me, but the shots that kills the enemy could go through them and hit something else if... Oh, yes, first try ladder jump. In this game, if you climb down a ladder, right before you let go at the very bottom, you get a standing frame. Might be more than 1 frame. And during that standing frame, you could actually jump to cut out some climbing. And Centaur is really the only place where we always go for it. I'm glad I got it first try. Okay, Centaur, man, he could teleport, which is bad RNG. This is good RNG. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Yeah, you want him to come at me, bro. You want the come at me, bro fight.
So is that the same, the pattern rotation? Is that the same for every boss? They can only do the same thing twice in a row?
Yeah, I think so. But Yamato's the only one that only has 2 things he could do, so it's easier to know what he's gonna do next. All right, and that's 8 robos.
Okay.
Now we're going to the castle stages. Mr. X. Oh, by the way, Mr. X is the bad guy, not Dr. Wily. Everyone knows Dr. Wily died in Mega Man 5. There's some guy that looks just like him, but it's not him. He wears glasses. Oh no, bad RNG, so I got to take 3 hits here. Okay, dangerous room here. I'm gonna be doing... Whoop, jump was kind of eaten. What the... Alright. It's possible to just fly right at that propeller shooting thing, kill him, and grab the ladder. But it's also very possible to die doing that. Super possible. More often than not, that happens, at least for me.
What was the, it looked like you were punching, like, consistently when you screen transitioned there. Is that, like, slowing down lag, or that's just fun?
Oh, yeah, that's a silly thing. Yeah, that's just for fun. Pretty sure you lose time.
Swag is more important than time in a marathon.
Okay, I'm going to be utilizing the flame pillars. I'm going to be positioning on the floor and the wall. Oh no, my jump. Okay, so the fight kind of got ruined and I lost a lot of ammo. Now that we're in the castle stages, your ammo doesn't refill in between stages, so don't worry, it'll be fine.
Oh, now we're in space?
Yeah, you know, always in space at the end. Jump over that Met first. Oh, what? Okay, that's never happened before. No, it has.
Yeah, it's a very small time loss though. That was not very much.
Also in this game, but besides the jumps getting eaten, this game can push you off ledges. We don't know why it happens. I'm pretty sure that one was my fault though. I just cut it a little too short. But this game does do that. Oh hold on. Okay.
This kind of feels like a European vacation as a game. Now hear me out. We've gone to botanical gardens, we've gone to castles, you know, there's space involved because of course. But like I'm just getting like a very like summer trip to Europe kind of vibe out of some of this. It might be the forgotten game like you said, but I don't know. I think it's a lot of character. I feel like we've gone places, we've done things. I'm enjoying it.
This game is very vivid with the colors. I'm gonna play this a little bit safe because my health is kind of low. And this boss is very RNG heavy. Actually, that was pretty nice of him. He stayed put. Yeah, you should watch a Buster only runner try to fight that boss. Might be here for hours. Yeah, you have to just wait for him to come down.
Is there RNG to how much he goes up and down? Like, could that be determinative for the Buster run? Like, basically, good luck or bad luck?
Yeah, it's all RNG. Can't do anything about it. Okay. All right, here in X3, this is the jet stage. As you can see, lots of pits to fall down. That kind of mixed up two strats there. It's okay. Oh, no. All right.
I like how we have just like casual decor of like chains and spikes and things just all over the walls just cause like almost Castlevania-esque or something. Just like, yeah, we're just gonna put these there. If somebody runs into it, it's all good.
Yeah, that was a pretty dangerous stage. I really needed to concentrate on it because I die there a lot, especially at the end there. If you get shot while flying with Jet, you're just gonna fall out of the sky. There's nothing you can do about it. And now this boss is a nightmare for a lot of new runners because he does a ton of damage when he touches you. And you have to use the POW adapter, which obviously you have to get pretty close to hit him with.
You have like a wide way. I can't talk. You have like a wide variety. Let's do that so it's less alliteration. Wide variety of weaponry, but you choose to do that right in his face.
Yeah, I think the other weapon you could use is Blizzard, and you can't shoot it fast. So Also, the trajectory it takes is just pretty weird. Alright, this is definitely the hardest stage of the game. Lots of slide cancels, lots of... Okay.
Yep. So we're aware of the technical
here.
issues. We're going to take a quick break to see if we can sort those out because we don't want anyone to miss a single frame of the finale if we can avoid it. So stick with us. We'll be right back after a quick tech break. Hello everyone, we're back after a quick little tech break to make sure that we got everything sorted. Hopefully we should be looking a lot better now. So if you want to go ahead and restart the run whenever you're ready, let's get back into it.
Yep, I'm ready to go. I am in the most difficult stage right now, X4, right before one of the hardest rooms. So, all right, let's get back into it. Oh, yeah, perfect time to jump. We're using Knight here in X4. Love how it whips around there, so it lets you kill with style, but you need to be aware because if your Knight Mace lands on the same frame, both of them land on the same frame, it counts as one hit. So got to be very mindful of that. Oh, yeah. That drop. Okay, we're fine.
Yeah.
Mega Man games. You gotta be very, very prepared for all of these drops. Okay, I gotta. Oh god. Oh god. Yep. 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 Oh man, I'm surprised I survived that. Took way too much damage in the stage. Oh yeah, failed D. Playing the US version has that silly typo. Oh boy. Okay, failed D's in chat. Thank you. My jump was eaten trying to jump over one of those projectiles. The fight is actually super easy. You could actually buffer your first jump and shot at the start there, which I did, but you have to take a hit. He does hit like a tank, so you gotta be careful. And turning around and jumping in this game, as I mentioned, can eat your jump. Wow. Oh yeah, so now we know that Mr. X is actually Dr. Wily. Who would have thought? Yeah. Okay, we're going to be taking a shorter path here that's on the right, but we have to make sure we start our jet before the screen transition or else you won't make it. So a little bit of time saved going this way. It's pretty considerable actually than going the other way. We could just fall straight down, skip a bunch of otherwise jetting.
What happens if you go to the left there?
That's the route that we would have taken if I hadn't broken that wall. And you want to slide as far as you can into this boss fight because it doesn't begin until you get to this point. So you don't want Mega Man to walk. Okay, this boss, everyone hates him. The Mechasaurus. The hitbox is very tiny, and with the speed that your Yamato spear moves, it could actually just go right through it. So I did the safe fight there where I went for the for sure shots that would definitely hit his hitbox, which is where you line up Mega Man's back to the wall, riding those platforms up. Otherwise, you could lose more time and all your ammo trying to hit him as fast as possible.
It's interesting you line up to the wall behind you, because normally whenever I play games casually, I'm always looking at the enemy and trying to line up with what I'm trying to shoot, but you're actually lining up with the background of the opposite direction.
Oh, sorry. Supposed to be able to get to that and hit it with flame in one jump. I didn't jump far enough. I don't know if it's faster to just wait for the Yokus to respawn or to switch to jet, but out of habit, I always switch to jet. Okay, how much ammo do I have? I could afford this.
I mean, I know if I owned a jetpack, I'd always be defaulting to jet too, so. What? It just like it yeets them off of the stage.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wind is such
incredible.
A quirky weapon. It when it kills them, it takes them up, but their hitbox is actually still active, so you could bonk into them.
That was amazing.
Okay. One of the easiest bosses there. It's embarrassing that I even took one hit from him.
Nah, you got health to spare. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. That stage, playing it as fast as possible, it gets super dangerous because, like I said, the enemies still have a hitbox when they fly away with wind, and people jump right under that. Okay, in this stage, we use those fans to make our jumps longer. We want to refill our tomahawk. Please. Okay. Menus. Menus are so important in Mega Man games. Alright, coming into the reef fight. Did I miscount? How many is this? That's 7, right? No. I can't... That is 7. I can't see. I'm blind. Okay, I'm gonna...
The worst part is counting the little line.
Yeah. Okay, we use the boss weaknesses, and since we don't use like secondary weaknesses or anything, we just pick the weakness and go in clockwise around the room. There's nothing very intricate like for example Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 3. Just go straight to the main weakness and get to each capsule as fast as possible. Okay, Tomahawk, we use plants. This is a exact ammo fight, so let me respect the iframes. Oh, and plant is a shield weapon. You probably... Oh no, did I don't know. That looked like a long pause. In some places, if you pause the game, the fade to black is longer than it usually is for whatever reason. And there's a lot of those spots in the capsule room, in the teleport room. So you want to not pause at the wrong time. See, this is it. Yeah, that was it. That was it. There. Yeah, see, I just did it because I wanted to show it, I guess. That was a very long pause. It remained black for what seemed like a year. Okay, that was very nice RNG from Centaur.
And is
Alright, Knight, no jump.
Refilling after each fight like it often does, or are you having to kind of manage all of that stuff together?
They drop a big health every time they die, and you are forced to pick it up to teleport out. So you want to just have full health so you don't have to wait for it. Unfortunately, I'm taking some damage. Please jump right. Okay. He's gonna jump right, so I get a free plant manip. No shield. Oh god. But I'm not getting maximum damage. I'm not capitalizing. Alright, it's still a 2 cycle. If you are in his hitbox when he lands his jump in the right spot, he won't be able to figure out Mega Man's position, and he just runs the maximum distance before putting on his shield again. Alright, he did jumps twice in a row, so I knew he was going to do the horizontal attack. Oh god. My ammo, bro. Alright, let me see if I can jump from here. Ah, Yeah, I think that's frame perfect. Or pixel perfect. Okay, last stage.
Oh.
And the reason why I was filling up my tomahawk so much is because it's the weakness for all of Wily's 3 phases. That ledge that I just...
a low-tech option. Low-tech counters high-tech.
Yeah, but if you run out of it, then all of the other weapons are pretty lame to use. Oh, Eddie was giving me ammo. What a nice little robot.
He wants you to know he's actually on your side.
Okay, first phase. This boss fight is pretty easy compared to the other Mega Man games. All right, capsule. So time is going to be on last hit. That's the worst spawn. Oh, jump, please. Oh, nice. And off-screen hit for the swag. You can only get that off-screen hit if he spawns at that location. So that's the swag kill. I'm glad we got that spawn at least once. All right, so that is Mega Man 6.
Oh, that was time. Okay, you didn't. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Did I not say time is on the last hit of the capsule? Sorry. Yeah.
No worries. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you have to mash through text box. Whatever. It's all good.
Oh yeah.
It's an unofficial time. So now is a great time if you have any shout outs, anyone you want to thank or talk about, tell people where they can find you, where you stream. I know you mentioned the leaderboards and Discord a little bit earlier, but now's your chance to tell all the wonderful people out there anything that you want to.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me. And again, MegaManLeaderboards.net. Check it out. Join the Discord. Play Mega Man 6. We need more runners of this game specifically. This was my first Mega Man love, and when I joined the community, I was kind of shocked that it was like no one was running it really. But we definitely need more runners. It's a fun game. Just know what eats your inputs and what doesn't, and you'll be golden. Yeah,
it's just that easy.
It's just that easy. It's and the slide cancels. Once you get used to it, it's so fun to do. The movement is awesome. Again, thank you for having me, QT. I'm happy I was able to open the Perilous Paths for today. Thank you everyone for joining. And yeah, that's it for me.
No,
thanks
it was
again.
An absolute pleasure. Thank you for making the time and availability to showcase that. Like I said, this game has a lot of character. I really loved seeing it. We're gonna take a bring out the blaster. Let's go.
Yeah, IRL Buster. Take this, Nightman.
Is huge. How big is Mega Man canonically?
Oh man, he's not that big, but this seems about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we are going to take a quick break. We're going to be having, after the break, we're going to have Jack 3, any percent, no out of bounds. It's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss that. But thank you again to Mellow Flows for showcasing that. We'll be back in just a few minutes, but sit tight and don't go anywhere.
Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of the show, everyone.
Welcome back, everyone, to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. We're going into our second game of the night, which is going to be Jack 3, any percent, no out of bounds with Zyphles and Nintendo 42. How are both of you doing today? We're having some fun in the green room, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. A little anxious, but, you know, I'm pretty confident in this game.
So if you want to do a quick intro, tell us about the game, what we can expect to see, anything like that before we get started. And then whenever you're ready, just give us a 3, 2, 1 countdown and we'll get right into it.
I think the best way to describe Jack 3, especially no oob, is you're about to see some shenanigans. Some shenanigans are going to occur. For sure.
We love us some shenanigans over here.
Yeah, we're going to have...
That was probably pretty loud. Sorry, chat. I have a bad habit of doing that on streams.
And we're gonna have a pretty big window of time to discuss what's gonna be happening, like in the run. There's some downtime.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well,
I'm down to just get straight into it.
yeah, give us a quick 3, 2, 1, and let's do it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa.
Luck, have fun.
So this game is mission based. If you have never heard of the game before, main goal is getting to final boss, obviously, and because of some shenanigans with how the missions work, you don't have to do all of them, which is why the estimate is like 30 minutes. Almost at seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Typically, the game, like, there are categories, like a speed game does. The category that does all the missions takes about 2.5 hours. So, yeah, we do a lot to cut that down.
Yeah, the first two are pretty pedestrian unless you're doing world record attempts, in which there's a proxy that skips that entire section. For some reason, like, no other mission in the game works like this, but if you get the camera far enough away to deload those tokens, they count as collected. So you can just fling yourself up in the air with a proxy and then you win. But it's pretty hard. Also not very consistent if you're going for the method that I do, because I suck. If you're doing the other one, it's not as bad.
Yeah, there's two methods. One with a glitch we'll actually be seeing in just a little bit over here after this arena section.
Yeah, that kind of just flew by. Just kind of kill some dudes. Video game moment. Alright, now we're able to free roam at this point, for the most part.
Things are about to get a bit crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go down here for fun. I really wanted that first try.
Yeah. Yeah, so what Zyphles
There we go.
is doing over here, there you go, is when you shoot your gun, when you spin and shoot your gun, when you hit the lava plane,
Goodbye, Cleaver.
the shooting will interrupt the death animation and allows you to walk on lava. But more importantly, it gives you a glitch called the invulnerability glitch. We call it invuln. And this is a pivotal trick for this glitch. You'll see its use in a couple of minutes. First, we have to take a long trip through the desert to the temple.
Yeah, this game is usually known for like vehicle driving and stuff through the desert, but this early in the mission tree, we don't have it, so we just gotta go. We don't need vehicles. We can just go.
Casuals know it as the car racing game. Speedrunners know it as the roll jump simulator.
Right now, there's these Marauder cars. Because we have invuln, they actually wouldn't be that annoying, but they can drive over you and risk like bonking, which would reset your state flags and get rid of the invuln glitch. So it's best to just avoid them ever making contact.
Yeah, because if you lose invuln in this part of the game, there's no real easy way to get invuln again. So Zyphles really doesn't want to lose it. Luckily, there's no real hard. It's pretty, like, if you're like managing it and you're thinking about it, it's pretty not too bad.
Yeah, it's like pretty much entirely predictable. The only like main form of RNG is how many cars you get. So sometimes you'll see me like punching like to the left or right to sacrifice my line in exchange for despawning them before they get close enough to me to target Jack, and then that would like force them to stay loaded. And now we're chilling. We got to the point where they no longer spawn. So the reason why we grabbed the invulnerability glitch at the start, normally when you go into the water, like that separates the temple from the rest of the desert, a tentacle would come up that would try to, well, not try, will kill you. And with the invulnerability glitch active, specifically the first state with both the dead ignore and disable attacks state flags, it'll just never spawn because the game thinks Jack is already dead. So we can just head there to the temple, which houses multiple missions in multiple acts, most of which are in Act 1. But there is a mission at the very start of Act 3 that, by doing some other shenanigans we'll get into later, we can make it to that point where the game will think we're on that point in the mission tree and skip, like, basically the whole game.
Yeah, it'll skip most of Act 1. As you can see, we've only completed 2 missions in Act 1. It'll skip from this point of the game to the beginning of Act 3, skipping Act 2 completely.
Yeah, and as you can tell by the estimate, that's kind of a lot.
Just a little.
A little bit.
And also, actually, what's it called? A benefit from doing this glitch, we call it a percentage warp, is this game and Jack 2 are unique in the way that missions are handled. If you get to that point, they'll actually give you all the items and everything that you would have up until that point. So right now we have the scatter gun and the blaster mod. We'll have all but 2 guns, the jet board, which is going to be our main movement after we get to that point, all the cars, which won't really be that necessary, as you'll see later. But we have all of these stuff, all this stuff, and we just get it for like 10 minutes or less than that.
I also realized right as I'm getting out of the water that I never mentioned the fact that I was punching and roll jumping on it instead of swimming.
Yeah.
That's another side effect of Dead Ignore. For some reason that I haven't really looked into, you just don't have to swim if you're dead.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make much sense, but I'm
stuff.
sure it makes some sense if you look at the code. Which we can do, by the way, because there's a PC port.
Yeah, we have a PC port that allows us to look at all of the inner workings of this game.
Yeah, which is insane for a community this. I mean, we're still pretty big. Not like big, but you know. I had to lock in for that boosted there. If I missed that, by the way, it was over. I would have had to load a safety save.
It's not that hard, but it is very scary.
Yeah,
and also,
you're fine as long as you're paying attention, but I was really scared I was gonna mess it up.
And by the way, the reason why Zyphles jumped up that mountain and took fall damage was to get us an Invuln 2. Invulnerability glitch 2. I forgot which flag Zyphles gets taken away. Which one is it?
The Dead Ignore flag.
Yeah.
It only updates
now
Dead Ignore and leaves you with disable attacks.
Yeah, so now he's still in Invuln, not anymore.
I don't have to load a safety save. I just have to get a different form of Invuln. The part of that rock is slippy, and yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. But that's okay. We have a different way of getting an Invuln now that we're in the temple.
Yeah, this is just a sneak peek.
Yeah. So what Zyphles is going to do right now is this is a different form. This actually gets to show us ample time so we can talk about this form of Invuln. It's similar to the other Invuln, except as you can see, nice,
there we go.
Good job.
Okay. I gotta take fall damage real quick.
But instead of using, you have to go a little higher.
Yeah.
You have to go like on a rock. Yeah. But instead of using the lava, which we don't have, we actually get to 1 health, so that the fire will be our last hit, and then we do the invulnerability glitch, because that's the only reason. That's the only way it works when you're using fire. When you're using anything that isn't something that insta kills you, it has to be your last hit, which is why it's really scary and really hard. And also it's hard because it's pretty much like maybe not pixel perfect, but it's very precise, because you pretty much have to press use the gun the exact time you hit the lava the fire trigger. So yeah,
it's a frame perfect. And like the other form, which we did in training course, you only have to worry about your R1 input, like after you bounce.
Yeah,
but this one you have to worry about like your movement during it as well. Also, How do we explain that? By restarting mission, hitting the cutscene, it prevents it from loading in for a bit, and we can die mid cutscene, which will respawn us down at the bottom, which it's not supposed to. Oh my god, I got that first try.
He got the torch invuln first try. That's really good. Usually takes a couple of tries. But yeah, a lot going on right now. But basically what we did was, if you're familiar with the game, you have to do this long glider section followed by the volcano mission, which is also a long mission. We skip both of those missions by doing that glitch, using the invulnerability glitch to get up to glider, preventing us from going into the glider mission, and then get us to be in the next part of temple, basically. And now we're getting invuln again, so we could set up for what is called full temple skip. It's just called temple skip, but what we are going to do, Zyphals is in invulnerability 1. Now he's not. He restarted the mission, which reset the mission tasks. This is complicated, but he reset the mission tasks while in invuln 1. He got rid of invuln 1 so that he can use his guns. And now, that part of the mission, that part of temple, which is in Act 3, is now loaded. So we can pretty much just jump right over, skipping one cutscene trigger right here, to just go to Act 3. So it's just a straight shoot to Act 3. So a very complicated set of glitches, but the bottom line is Zyphals, once he hits a door, will be in Act 3.
Okay. That was also a scary part because I'd have to redo everything.
Exactly.
There we
That's
go.
the most scary part of the run.
We're out of the woods.
Yeah. We are in Act 3 now. And now it's a straight shoot to the end of the game. We don't do any more missions and stuff. It's a straight shoot to the end of the game. Because now that we're in Act 3, we unlocked the carrier to Haven. And in Haven, we're going to do another percentage warp. We're going to do another one of those glitches to get to a later point of the game. And that is going to allow us to get to the final 4 missions of the game. Or final 5 missions of the game.
Yeah.
So see, as I said before, we have the Dune Hopper now. So we have everything that we would have had up to this point. And now we're just going to take a ride in Haven.
Yeah, this is a decently long driving section. But we have a funny little trick up our sleeve here. Yeah, that was a bad angle. That's super fast hoverbike glitch, my beloved trick, named after the YouTube video that was posted with it by just some. I don't think they're a runner. I think they're a casual player.
They're just a glitch hunter back in like the beginning of the game. This is before there was I think even any speedruns of the game. Someone just posted a video online just called super fast hoverbike glitch, and we've just adopted that name.
My god. That was a camera fling by pressing first person on there and getting off of the zoomer a frame later. The camera will fling out of bounds. We're still in bounds, which is the important part. Yeah. But by doing that, the game considers us to be in the other level. So by restarting mission, you can get over to that checkpoint and skip a bit of driving, which we'll see again here.
No out of bounds refers to Jack being out of bounds, but our camera can go wherever it wants.
Yeah, the camera has oob privileges. It's okay. They can do whatever.
Can do a similar thing over here.
A lot of warps going on. I'm gonna grab a side mission for some more shenanigans. A lot more shenanigans.
This is the shenanigans run.
So normally this area would have a bunch of enemies, a ton, probably over 60,
Zyphals.
70, something like that.
Zyphals, you just flew. What just happened there?
Oh yeah, that's the hover glitch. That's a good point. Oh man. Yeah, the jetboard gives us access to the hover glitch, which is an infinite height exploit. you can do a lot of weird stuff, like this that I'm messing up.
Yeah, if you,
This is what makes the game the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The jet board.
Yeah.
The best
Jet board has access
movement
to the hover
ability.
glitch. If you perform a trick and then you cancel it by going into a different trick, you go from a left or right trick into an up or down trick, you will begin to hover, and you can do that as long as you want, or until the game says no with lagging. But we don't talk about that.
Yeah, PS2 version moment. Okay. Messed that a little bit up there,
good
but it's
jet board.
fine.
Yeah, the jet board is what many Jack 3 and 2 runners consider like the like bulk of like why we run these games.
And this is the
I mean, you're
this is the main reason why we got the side mission earlier. By storing the side mission, this mission you usually do on the car, but because the side mission is still loaded, it prevents the car from loading and some other level assets. So we can just do this whole mission on foot, which saves a lot of time.
saves a lot of time, yeah. And it's one of the most infamous missions of the game. You know, a lot of even speedrunners struggle with this original mission, but without the car, it's a breeze.
Yeah, as long as my hover doesn't get eaten at the end.
Yeah, there are a couple of points, or one specific point in No Oob, where the game can lag and drop your hover input because you're mashing L1, the trick input, for the hover glitch, and it could eat your input. Well, not eat your input, it could hold your input, which basically just kills your hover. So we're gonna hope that Zyphals doesn't get lag over here.
Yeah, worst case, it's like a
Yeah,
couple
it's
second
fine.
time
You didn't
loss.
get it. Nice.
Okay, there we go.
All right, we're in endgame. We're in the final couple of missions now.
Yeah, this has gone by kind of fast, hasn't it? Yeah,
It
there's not a
starts off
whole
little
lot of
slow,
time to
and then-
talk about every little aspect of what's going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of like small things going on, and it's hard because it's all like once the run picks up, it picks up.
Yeah, it speeds up dramatically once we get the jet board. I mean, even just getting into Temple, there's a lot of things going on. Which I'm just now realizing I forgot to mention why the Temple wasn't loaded at the bottom. It is still loaded, like the level bounds are loaded, but the textures are flipped off, as well as a few of the level assets like the door. So we can just go straight into the level, grab a checkpoint, and then restart mission.
Yeah. Luckily, this mission is pretty simple. Just drive.
Yeah.
There's a
I didn't get the flip.
there's a strat at the end where you can like flip over on to the back side of your car, and for some reason, it makes you just go faster.
Yeah. My theory has been like you get like a boost while jumping and you're considered in the air, but I've not actually looked into it, so that might be misinfo. I do want
there's
to
dark
look into that at some point, but I'd be forgetting.
Yeah, this is Dark Ship, another like premier jetboarding section of the game.
Yeah, this is one of the best jetboarding missions. It's so fun. As long as everything goes right, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, that scared me for a second. I thought I got the soft lock.
Yeah, there's a chance that like an enemy doesn't spawn in there, but normally you
Yeah.
can avoid it.
The specific movement I did is usually enough to avoid getting soft locked there.
Okay, I'm just gonna perform something over here.
We don't need that door. That is a
Yeah,
collision
so-
cache overflow. So by circle attacking right there, there's enough triangles in that area, like for decoration and stuff, that it overloads the collision cache, which is what the game uses to check if Jack can go somewhere. So by colliding with enough triangles, it's just like, sure.
Yeah, the collision just stops being a thing,
Yeah, you
and
can
that
just go
isn't
ahead.
out of bounds.
Yeah,
by the way,
it's
if
through
that, if that
bounds.
caused confusion. It's through bounds. Yeah, you're going from a bound. Going from bound to bound. So
Yeah.
it
Is
perfectly
accidentally
legal.
walking
As-
through a glass door out of bounds.
Yeah. All right, we're in final boss already.
Yeah.
At least the first phase.
Yeah, this is a good chunk of the run. This is about like 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, the final boss takes up, a bunch of the run.
See if I can get this cycle here.
You going for super villain?
Of course. Why not?
So there's
my baby.
There's a bunch of different cycles, and Zyphos will be going for the fastest, which is super villain. It's called that because it's community lore with how the cycles before this were named.
Yeah, the NG Plus category. The NG Plus category is called Hero Mode. It's like actually called that in the game. So there was a cycle found just for that mode. I am getting screwed.
Good, yeah.
I don't know if I can back this up fast. Probably not.
Be nice if you can get the cycle.
Man. Yeah. It's unfortunate. No biggie though. Just gotta wait.
Like,
At this point, the legs are on the mountain where I can't reach.
yeah.
That's what I get for
We
trying
got
to
most
swag
of them.
out.
It's all good. Yeah, but there was once normal cycle and fast cycle. Then in the NG Plus category, hero mode, there was hero cycle. And then Zyphos actually found super villain cycle. He found villain cycle and then super villain cycle.
Yeah, I originally found like a way harder, like worse version and called it Villain Cycle, but then I ended up like an hour later finding a better version that saved like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And here's final boss. It's a lot of killing fodder and waiting.
Yeah, like
There is
this
a lot
very
going
much
on, like when you're actually playing it, but as a viewer, it's kind of just shooting a bunch of stuff off your
Yeah, it's shooting a lot, waiting a lot, and then using nukes to fast forward the phases a little bit.
Yeah. There's like kill brackets for each like wave, and by using the nuke, you skip like the animation of them like dying and stuff. So the game like instantly considers them dead. So it spawns the next wave like 3 seconds faster or so.
Yeah, we can see it right here.
I was a bit late, but still, that's better than early.
Yeah, normally like the average you get is 2, but you can actually sneak in a third one if you get enough ammo here. If you get enough of those purple spheres, you can get enough
the
ammo
purple
of
drops.
that. You can get. So yeah, that's basically what Zyphos wants here. He just wants that purple ammo so that he can do more of those. A lot of this is like ammo management, like because you have the optimal weapons. You have the beam reflexor, the second yellow gun, where you see the shots rebounding off of everything. You have the third blue gun, the needle laser, and then you have the mass inverter, and to get those quick kills, and then the nuke. So we just want to be able to use those weapons only, if possible. So managing the ammo there, not using too much ammo is the deal here. Luckily, we're halfway through the fight. Also, there's the blue laser. Honestly, I forgot the name of that.
Arc wielder.
The arc wielder, yeah.
Yeah, it helps with keeping the ammo drops on stage instead of them like bouncing off and not dropping the ammo.
So this third phase is it's exactly the same as the second phase. Just more shooting, then he starts to shoot his laser, then we wait for the phases to go by, and then we're gonna use this mass inverter over here like that to get the quick kills, and then we're gonna be into the final phase. So the final phase has something called final laser skip, which saves about 8 seconds. If you kill the enemies quickly enough.
Shot the nuke too early.
But you probably won't be getting final laser skip, but it's okay.
Kind of cooked. No big
Yeah, but if you kill the enemies fast enough, you can actually skip one of these, one of Errol's lasers. So only have about 1 or 2 more lasers left, and we're getting close to the end.
Yeah, time is going to end on the final hit. So he reveals his weak point. That was like kind of close, low-key.
Yeah, that's actually pretty close for not getting the first laser.
All right.
So he's going to duck his head 3 times, and after that we can shoot him, and that'll be time.
So like 3, 2, 1, time. Let's go. Still underestimate despite
Well underestimated.
Yeah, that was really good.
that was such a funny mistake. I backed it up though.
Well, as we enjoy the end game cinematic here, this is a great opportunity for you two to do any shout outs, tell the good people where they can find you, if you stream, if you have a Discord, a community, anything and everything you want to plug right now. Now is your minute to do so.
Yeah. Of course, big ups to the Jack community. There's Discord if you're interested in running the game after seeing it here. Shout outs to Ricky. He has a video going over the world record history for this, like a 9-part series. Please go check it out. Amazing video.
Yeah, it's
genuinely
it's
like a masterpiece. To be honest,
it's so nice. Yeah.
Me and Ben have been doing some YouTube videos. If you want to check us out, I have videos going over Jack 2 and 3 any percent. If you want an explainer video to go over these in depth, I don't have one for No Out of Bounds because any percent and No Out of Bounds are pretty similar, but you can get the general idea if you watch the any percent explained one. And then Ben, you can shout out your video.
Yeah, I have a video actually going over Zyphels' grind for his first world record in this category. Because back like a little under a year ago, like 9 months ago, he was grinding for a record, and it was a very interesting grind among his year-long struggle with getting the record. If you want to watch that, you can find it on Nintendo on YouTube. I'd also recommend Zyphels' videos. He was talking about them. I find, as a speedrunner, I've even like learned a lot from those videos, so I would recommend those as well. I think that's about it for shoutouts. I think we got everything covered for the most part. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Obviously, speedrun.com. If you wanna, there's guides and stuff if you want to learn these games. If you don't want to join the Discord or whatever.
Always a great resource. Well, thank you again both for showcasing this. This was, I have no idea what I even just saw. Like, I don't understand half of it.
Yeah, it's a little too fast-paced.
Before we do head to break, I saw some people in chat asking about more Jack on GDQ, more stuff for GDQ. So I do want to remind everyone that if you are looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. You can use !Discord and Twitch chat to get an invite for that and for more information. And to anyone out there, because I know we have a lot of the Jack and other communities in stream right now, if you do want to see more games or you want to run or you're interested in GDQ, feel free to submit your runs on the GDQ Hotfix website, whether that's, for Perilous Paths or other games. But if you do submit for Perilous Paths, I promise I will see it personally. So if you're interested, you're a good runner, this looks like fun, definitely feel free to submit some stuff for consideration. But with that, we're going to take a quick break before we get over into Lords of Exile, any percent Lyria. I'm excited for this. It's going to be great. But we'll be back in just a few minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. We're getting set up for our next run, but I do want to quickly remind everyone that you should also be getting ready for Summer Games Done Quick 2025 by checking out our SGDQ Ambassadors program. All throughout the month of June, you can support Doctors Without Borders by joining each Ambassadors community in the lead up to SGDQ. So use !SGDQ Ambassadors to check out that full schedule. And if you're crafty or otherwise want to contribute to SGDQ, prize submissions are open for SGDQ 2025, and you can visit gamesdonequick.com for more information on that. But without further announcements, let's go ahead and talk about Lords of Exile with Bedwar Blackburn. How are you doing today?
Very well. Yourself?
I'm doing great. We've had a banger of a show so far.
Well, the music's going to get even better here. This game, it was originally as a Kickstarter in 2020, a couple days before my birthday, actually June 18th. back in 2020. Was expected to come out in 21, but didn't end up releasing until February of last year. Since then, there's been a couple of us that have ground the game itself. We play primarily the secondary character, the unlockable one. After you play through with the first character, Gabriel, we play as Lyria. Mainly because she's just faster. She runs. She has a double jump. She has kunai, the whole 9 yards. It's just a lot better when it comes to getting done quickly. So, that aside, it's been basically, it was on GDQ last year, and Summer Games Done Quick. Dan, the VP, did it. I was backup for him that GDQ. And from then, I've been working on it and lowered the time good 3 to 4 minutes since then. I just got another PB last week and I broke the 24-minute barrier. So it's getting even better by the day. That being said, that's pretty much what I can think of at the moment on it. And I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and give us a 3, 2, 1. I love these stories of Kickstarters with like solo devs or small projects. That's how we get stuff like Bloodstained.
Single.
Like it's
single dev. Yeah, it's beautiful. Single dev, Yuzo Koshiro did the title track and credit combination, but it's Dominic Ninmark and Pentadrangle for the level tracks. So it's high pedigree as well.
Yeah, we had Frog Monster on here once too with the developer, also a single dev project. So I'm a big fan of these. Make sure you go out and support your indie developers, people.
Yep, on sale for $5.99 over at GOG and Steam right now. So go check it out through the 17th. I know on GOG.
Hashtag not sponsored, by the way.
Exactly. I just love the game. As if that wasn't obvious by now.
All right, but let's go ahead and start running it. Let's show the people what we got here.
Got it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck. Have fun.
Thank you. Of course, it shows like a little nice map similar to Ghouls and Ghosts and Ghouls and Goblins. So that's kind of a nice little nod there as well. But of course, the first area itself, it kind of shows you a little bit of what moves you can do, kind of how you can move. But again, with Lyria, she has much wider skill set from the start. So you can do just a little bit more from the start as it is. So, of course, jumping, a little bit here, a little bit there. Jump that, and through. And we're good on health, so we're not going to pick up the heart. Hearts fill full health, whereas vials usually only fill a couple bars.
Are we worried
and of course,
about...
you see there how...
Are we worried about any particular pickups? So I know in a lot of games, especially in Castlevania, you might want to keep a certain sub-weapon or avoid certain things or destroy chandeliers to manipulate drops. Are we doing anything like that?
Thankfully not. There is on occasion when you screen transition, for some reason, you will go ahead and on rare occasion lose your sub-weapon and get full health. I think that may have been part of one of the Kickstarter bonuses where people could actually have a secret code hidden in the game for them, and it was up to them whether or not they wanted to reveal it or they wanted to keep it to themselves. So it could be when we're holding certain directions on screen transitions and such that it triggers one of those. So we have to be careful sometimes on screen transitions not to lose our sub-weapon. But other than that, there's not really anything along those lines. A lot of it is fixed RNG as well, but there's some that just is a little bit unpredictable. So just enough to make you go, okay, maybe I need to pivot here. So, and we're still trying to get to the bottom of that. Here we are with the first boss already. And the first technique, which I figured out, if you alternate the sub-weapon and the weapon, you can actually kind of alternate and get more weaponry out rather than be held to the single kunai or the single scythe itself. But there's a very distinct rhythm to it. Here we go. 213 is about average on it. I am actually the only one so far, and there's a desperation, but we have enough enough health to tank it, not even worry about it. I have gotten a 212 and a 211 there before, and I'm the only one so far to get that low in the first level. We start the second level here with a little bit of extreme platforming. We'll just knock him out of the air off screen. And easy peasy, we got through that screen.
Not even breaking stride there.
As I said, I've been working on a little bit in the last week as well, so. Take a bit of a boost there just to get through. And here's our first sub-boss. It takes 2 of the first enemy we met at the end of the first screen and brings them up, but adds a little bit of a twist to it after the first one's down. Kind of makes him a little bit more angry, has him deal a little bit more damage. But we got through it, no problem. And as you see there, it adds a special ability to our kunai to be able to break blocks. Let me just go ahead and kind of plow through and tank this a little bit here. The fish themselves can be manipulated a little bit. If you're in the air sometimes when they're attacking, you can actually go ahead and miss them and they won't hit you. But, you know, there's a bit of a finesse to that. Now we've got rising water, but we are far too fast to have to worry about that. I let the door fully open there because that's one of the spots that I think the door influences it a little bit, but that's more frequent on that transition to have that situation happen where you lose your sub-weapon. And again, the music is just phenomenal.
I'm trying not to say anything because I'm stressing on your 1 health bar right here.
But wait, it gets better. That box, it's a full health.
I like how he just becomes a tiger that shoots fireballs. Like, no explanation, just,
Yep.
This is what I do.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Flute is the name of that track too, which is so fitting.
Nice. The other fun
That's
thing...
the other thing go ahead,
I was going to say the other fun thing about these kind of Kickstarter one developer indie projects that are usually love letters to franchises, obviously Ninja Gaiden, Castlevania, there's usually a bunch of like references and homages and subtext to the things. So there's probably a reason some of those things are what they are, and I'm just not, well versed enough in the history and the lore, but I love the fact that so many of these games have stuff like that.
Oh, it's awesome. The other thing I do suggest is if you get a chance, it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on Google Music, it's pretty much everywhere. Do go out and listen to the soundtrack, because you don't even get to hear half the tracks, half of the length of the tracks with how fast we plow through this. So that's just something to keep in mind, because there's a lot more depth to these tracks than you get to hear normally. This is a little bit precarious. Like any good old school style game, the spikes, one hit death, always. But now we have some horizontal scrolling here, and we're just using these homing sites, which I picked up hidden in the other screen, to go ahead and try to go through this faster, keep them ahead of us, and keep the enemies off of us. Here we just try to go ahead. The double jump gives your slam a little bit more damage, so it's easier to try to go through the golems that way, because elsewise they'll go ahead and you might not be able to go ahead and get past them.
So if you were playing as the other character, what would be the fundamental differences? Like, is it that it's not a projectile, they don't have a double jump? Like, what makes it, like, fundamentally different?
They have a sword, and they usually like to break blocks. That second, the sub-boss in the second level, you get an ability where you can go ahead and charge a ghost character, which is similar to the red armor guy you kill, to go ahead and have that ability. One side note there, that spot there, I got slightly stuck in the floor, and it actually kind of unlocks the amount of kunai you can have in the air at once. Instead of 1 or 2, as you saw, I was just rapid firing them by mashing jump and the fire button together. So, but continuing on, he's got a sword. He does gain powers over the course of the game, whereas Lyria only has the 1 power up with her kunai. Gabriel has to gain all of his powers throughout the run. So it's definitely, and especially with his movement speed being a lot slower, it's a bit more of a slog than it is, you know, as smooth as Lyria is by far. But it is worth it to get through the game and play through it that way, because unlocking Lyria is really, if you're interested in going fast, where the game begins and you have fun with it. Again, I found one, went on, grabbed one of the hidden kunai there so that we can go ahead and use it to just keep the road ahead of us cleared. And then I switched to bombs here because bombs are fun.
Is there a risk that if you land early or something, those will hurt you, or they don't have that kind of splash?
They don't have that kind of splash damage, thankfully.
I like the Shovel Knight reference. We're talking about homages. There's a very obvious one that even I get.
And here we refill our bombs. And here we have one of the stronger guys. And of course the fire as well. That's instant death. And those blocks dropping in can go ahead and drop on you, so that makes it even more risky. Normally, we would go ahead and get health there for safety, but
Is that a Metroid popping out of the ground?
it looks similar to it, but I think it's more like a defense turret, because it does go ahead and have, you know, kind of those electrical balls are from those. So I think it's more like a ground electrical turret or something along those lines. What specifically, I'm not sure.
Dude, samurai cowboy skeleton looking thing. I'm here for it.
Yeah, we call it Robo Samurai Cowboy because we don't know his full name, but you know, it's pretty metal that he just, you know, uses the single blade, which has got to be at least 5 feet, and just helicopters in on it.
Well, it reminds me of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, because you fight, I think his name is Jack, on the train, just like that.
That was unexpected.
It wouldn't be Perilous Paths without a death.
This is very true.
At least there was very little time lost.
Yeah. Thankfully, the creator has been nice with the bosses that they start you right outside the boss door, essentially. And then we can manipulate this like we could last time, and we'll kind of trim a little bit here. Now, for context too, I mean, this isn't too bad overall. My record I got last Friday was actually only at 9:58 coming out of this, so we're just over half a minute ahead. Not too bad at all.
You like to live dangerously. That's the second time you've been on 1 health.
Can't push a game to its limits without being a little bit risky. Plus, it's thematically correct.
That's true. Oh,
Used a cowboy jump, coyote jump, and kind of saved myself there. That was a little bit of luck. I'll take it. It's like to say with this guy, I don't know anybody who can take that many kunai to the knee and actually go ahead and survive it. So that's quite impressive, actually.
maybe they're not as strong as arrows to the knee for anyone who's gets that reference. I'm showing my age, I think.
I'm 44 a week from Friday, so I mean...
Oh, a week from this Friday, so happy birthday coming up.
On the 20th.
Soon.
Yep.
I was going to say I didn't get you anything, but we'll count this.
This is good enough.
Yeah.
Now here's another second sub-boss. The guy that we faced right outside the front gate at the drawbridge, he ends up becoming Gabriel's second spirit companion. You charge him and he throws out the kind of the chain and grappler that he threw out, which you'll see some torches in the ground in the next screen, which is kind of where that's used. I'll kind of point them out as I jump by them. But of course, with Lyria, she doesn't need any other upgrades. She's already got her speed, so... And easy peasy. Moving on.
So was Lyria like a Kickstarter incentive or...
It was, and that was a little bit of a mistake there, but these torches there, that's what Gabriel has to go ahead and grapple onto to pull himself across. It was one of the stretch goals. The last stretch goal that was actually met, which was literally hours before the game was fully closed, was the Yuzo Koshiro track. But there was a variety of goals, which included the boss rush mode, which included the speedrunner mode. So we had the in-game timer and everything else, and it was exciting seeing everything kind of line up and get met, especially with Yuzo at the end. Because that's the other thing too is, I'm a big fan of Yuzo as it is, because his music is just always phenomenal.
And that's often the other fun thing about Kickstarter games. I remember with Bloodstained, one of the goals was get Zangetsu voiced by David Hayter, from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah.
So Zangetsu just comes out, and you expect him to say Snake, but he never does. Those little things are things that I always love about these games too.
Well, and I love that the librarian is the same voice actor that did Alucard, and just that game is a fun one as well. Now, as you see, that was our second two-part battle. Although I would be very worried if, fire all through the town and suddenly it gets put out by a rain of blood. That'd be a little disconcerting.
I mean, problems are solved in stages, right? Deal with the fire first, deal with the blood second.
This is true. We dealt with it fairly cleanly, so I mean, we'll take it. Now we have sinking platforms into the swamp, which adds even more fun to it.
Is there any indication which ones will sink, or you just have to know?
You just have to kind of learn, know, and remember. It definitely has the Castlevania vibe in that case. It's like, I'm not going to hold your hand. You're going to have to figure this out. And then after you know, then you know. Okay. Of course, again, those torches, if you were Gabriel, you'd have to use them and climb over, or use the spirit assistant to pull yourself over. Now, another sub-boss here. It's a serpent. Again, using the alternating attack so that we can try to mow it down as fast as possible. Normally this takes 3 cycles, but with the kunai scythe combo, it's 2. And gulp.
That was unexpected.
Quite. Now we are in the belly of the serpent. This is different. And yes, as usual, those are spikes, and they are one-hit kills. So now we have spikes on every surface as we're going further into this parasite to worry about, which makes things even more awkward.
And stomach acid, of course.
Of course. I had intended to get that, the little pink ghost alien, but we'll just kind of roll with it. We do need to refill our scythes.
How are you supposed to go through the spike walls? Obviously, you're just deboosting, but are you supposed to attack it?
Usually 5 kunai or scythes will go ahead and destroy them. But we know that there's coming up here, right there is a full heart. So we just deboost through everything and then just run. Okay. I think I need to take you out if you come back up. Or just go. Never mind. Now this boss is actually one of my favorites, Parasite. It's one that I do a jump first, try to get a triple hit. And then I'm one of the few that can consistently get this triple strike on up and down. Those are roots from the parasite itself. So they're trying to really hit you, and it takes 3 damage off every time that happens. So it's not polite at all.
I thought they were fingers.
Fingers are roots. It does say under the roots for the boss title, so I could see it being either or. Until I recognized that as the title of the track, I was like, yeah, it's fingers, but it could be fingers or roots.
Roots are just the fingers of a tree.
Exactly.
Now, does this have any like loop shenanigans when you beat the game? Do you have to do it a second time? You know, like in classic.
Thankfully, no. Thankfully, no. I mean, with the last 2 levels being as hard as they are, I'm very glad that it's not, because these are the levels that can go sideways the easiest. And that's with Lyria. That's not even including with Gabriel, who goes slower than Lyria. So just imagine this, but just a little bit slower.
And those, let's call them bonfires. Are those checkpoints or heal points, or what are we looking at?
Those are shops, essentially, because you can go ahead and make small purchases there, usually health and other items, sometimes a sub-weapon to go ahead and... Like here, I just go ahead and get all of the items. It's as quick to go ahead and just select them all rather than just go ahead and try to pick 1 or 2. The heart, of course, fills full, and the small vials are 2 each, so... There is a particular rhythm. If you notice, the sizes were coming out a little bit slower to start there, and then suddenly they picked up. It's because my rhythm was off with the original starting of trying to go ahead and get those slices out. Ooh, that was close. Now we have some snipers here. Now, here is one of the most perilous parts for sure. And sometimes I get really aggressive here. I've lost a few runs here in this section just because I've been too aggressive.
We support speedrun aggression here, so feel free to go for whatever it is.
Because we know we're going to get a full health here. Now, this is the boss that has the most RNG. I was kind of digging a little bit in a few things and noticed it is kind of tied with your reverse velocity of your jump. But I've kind of figured out that if you go ahead and you just jump straight up there at the beginning and you don't try to do anything else, he'll usually come straight down to you. So that has made this a lot more consistent fight overall. Because as long as you can get back to him while he's still stunned and get your next shot ready to hit him as soon as he comes unstunned, he doesn't dip away from you, which makes things a lot easier. Now, here comes the final level. And like most bad guys, they make their final level hard, but Gallagher said, I don't even want to have to deal with you, so I'm going to make sure you're not even able to get here. He does not play, he does not joke, he lays it down and hard.
For once, an intelligent villain.
Right? And as long as I don't get hit by those, I should be clear. Yeah, I'm going to be clear from here. I call this Poodaboo Alley, because they definitely look just like Poodaboos.
Oh, this is very, very Mario Bowser's castle right here.
Oh, it gets even better. You have, shortly here, in a couple screens, you end up having a horizontal Super Mario World stage, Castle 1 stage area. And it is the single hardest screen in the game. Kind of sneak a hit in there. Good, you gave us the hands, which I'll take.
Normally, you don't like when someone gives you the hands.
This is very true, but that one, it makes them vulnerable. Otherwise, they just sit there and block with their shield, and that's not fun. Now, here's another aspect of this level. The spiders. It's not so much them that's the annoyance, it's the baby spiders. Because, of course, on these platforms, if you fall, you don't regain your momentum or you don't regain your control until you hit ground. Or go in the drink and have to start at the beginning of that section. Now, this character I like to call Great Value Wolverine, or Wolverine at Home. It does have a side of Ninja Gaiden 3 because there's 3 statues and it spawns off 3 clones, or 2 clones to go with its original. The first time with the 2, you can go ahead and still damage the main character. But once there's 3 of them there, you have to get rid of both clones first. So that does cause a little bit of complication there.
Oh, yep. Here's some Super Mario. Is there anything for you to punch to, like, go on the other side?
Unfortunately not. Gallagher was too smart for that.
I did not expect to see Super Mario in my Ninja Gaiden Castlevania.
Right? And I try to get him out of the way because otherwise he'll just wander on the screen for you. Nice distraction, you know?
So hypothetically, do you think this means that Mario could beat this game if Mario came into this universe?
Ooh. He'd have to have his Fire Flower ready.
Okay.
Because elsewise, it might be tough. Nope, I missed that one. That's a rarity for me. I should have thrown a scythe to get up there faster.
I mean, if the developer does happen to see this and you need another Kickstarter goal for Lords of Exile 2, it would have to be Temu Mario. I don't think you would get the licensing, but just saying.
And here we have the obligatory elevator to the final boss, or elevator to doom, or elevator to somewhere. A little bit of a beat 'em up throw it back there.
Yo, it went
And here
so
we get the
fast to go
symphony.
so slow.
Right? And here we have the Symphony of the Night curveball. Lyria
Oh no.
is the main bad guy's daughter. It's the Alucard twist.
Okay. It's interesting.
And the build up to this battle is fun too. The music.
Oh, that guy
Now,
is
against Gallagher.
that guy's reminding me of what's that guy from League of Legends, Lee Sin.
Okay, I could see that. Now, Gallagher himself, he, every one of his attacks deals 2 damage. So you literally, with a full health or 1 bar as I do, off, you have literally only 4 hits to take. And let's go Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
And time will be coming up on the final hit. Time.
GG's.
24:45 in-game time. That is only 21 seconds over my PB.
Hey, you love to see it.
A couple, if not for my lowering of, actually no, a minute and 21. Sorry, that was my previous one. Getting it down to a 23:42 threw me, but yeah, that would have been just a little bit over my previous world record as of last Friday, and it is by far the lowest marathon time I've had so far.
And if you didn't have to deal with my yapping, you would have done it faster. Well, thank you.
No, by no means.
Thank you for showing that off. Is there? This is a great time to tell anyone, like, if you stream, if there's a Discord, anybody you want to shout out.
I do stream at Bedwell Blackburn here on Twitch. Shouts out to Game Time Podcast, one of the mods and friend that helped push me on this game. And shouts out to Dan the VP who played at a GDQ last year. Yeah, it's been a blast. I appreciate you guys as well. Thank you for having me, and I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
Well, thank you so much for showcasing that. Before we head to break, I did see we had a few new subs in the chat, so I do want to let everyone know that, one, first off, we appreciate you supporting GDQ Hotfix with your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, and your bits. All of these contributions do help keep our shows running, so if you're enjoying the stream, do consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. A break is the perfect time to do something like that, but you can also always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends. We've got a lot more content coming up today, so definitely do that if you're enjoying what you're seeing. But we're going to take a few minutes, and then we still have up Metroid Rogue Dawn, 100%, all bosses, no major glitches. If you know Perilous Paths, you know we love to see that kind of stuff. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. Before we get to our last run of the evening, which is going to be a banger, anything Metroid related, of course, we love that here. I want to tell you about a couple of upcoming events that we have here on GDQ. The first is the annual Sonic Hotfix event. Is going to be back with Sonic and Sega All-Stars live on June 14th and 15th at 12 p.m. Eastern. And this year, we're expanding beyond Sonic speedruns to include other iconic Sega franchises. So type !Sonic and chat for a full schedule, and I know that you're going to be excited to see this. I'm going to be there. It's going to be amazing. And then we also have upcoming right after that Black in a Flash's Summer Speedrunning Celebration Juneteenth, which is coming to the GDQ channel June 19th to 22nd. So type !Juneteenth in chat for the full schedule, and visit gdq.gg/BAF to learn how you can get involved with the Black in a Flash community, and make sure to follow their new Blue Sky page at blackinaflash.bsky.social to stay connected. But with that, I'm going to get out of the way, and we're going to bring in Metroid Rogue Dawn with One Forsaken Gaming and a whole commentary crew. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. We had fun in the green room. How are you all doing today?
We're doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing great. This has been a great show. I'm looking forward to seeing some Metroid. You know we love that here at Perilous Paths.
All right, Alberta-san, Sector 1FG,
Awesome.
Anaman 1 Forsaken Gaming, S or Naboris Nut was Metroid Rogue Dawn May Ili NES, Chakura Sador. If you have any idea what I just said, you are a true Metroid fan because I just greeted you in the Chozo language. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. This is Metroid Rogue Dawn. It is a fan-made game based on the original Metroid. Just a little bit of a background on it. If you ever read the instruction manual for Metroid, the very first one, there was a little tidbit of a ship actually taking off from Zebes as Samus was coming in for her mission. Well, these are the events that could potentially have taken place before that. It's about Dawn Aaron, no relation to Samus, and she's basically a general. She's part of General Ridley's army. Basically, like this is like her zero mission, so to speak. So that's what this game is all about. I'm going to introduce you now to my little commentators here. First up, we have Adam Vania. Say hello, sir.
Howdy, everybody. Howdy, Forsaken. Appreciate you having me.
All right, next up is Captain
Hey,
Tendo.
what's going on? I'm Uber
Or
Famicom. I usually speedrun Mega Man X or NES games like Ninja Gaiden, Mega Man 2. It's good to be here, though.
Go ahead,
I
Captain.
am Captain Tendo. I am here more so on the fact of just going way back with Mr. 1FG here. We've gone back through just our passion for Metroid games, and we eventually became competitors in a retro tournament, and that just kept the camaraderie going even further with the things that we do when it comes to trying to be fast at these games. So we're here just in support and the be fast vibe. So we're on to that.
All right, and with that, let's just go ahead and get ready to get started here. We're going to get to the file stage here, and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and go. This is going to be a full 100%. Let's go. Yeah, this will be a full 100%. No major glitches.
Very cool.
All bosses, including mini bosses. So no skips, no deaths, hopefully. So you're pretty much
no deaths. Fingers crossed.
So you're going to see pretty much the game in its entirety.
Yeah, so of course, like any good Metroid game, we're trying to collect 100% of all of these collectibles right now. What's different with this game as opposed to all of the NES and the later Super NES Metroid games is that this actually doesn't have Samus as the main character. So it's a little bit of story, but we have started on this planet. We are going from our ship outwards, which is a little bit different from the regular Metroid formula where you're going to be primarily going through the planet first, right? In this game, you're starting out in your ship and then kind of making your way down into the planet after that point. Like your ship is going to basically be like a hub world type area. So first,
Well, this is
see that the graphics are actually not that bad. It's a really, really good looking game. Of course, there's enemy types everywhere. Like the NES Metroid games, it can be really difficult to pinpoint your shots and to do this quickly and without stopping. So you can see 1FG is doing really good here.
Yep, we got the bombs. That's good.
And
A shortcut to the bombs.
there we go. We got the bombs.
I don't think you
now
can
we got
crouch in
our
this one,
movement
can
is
you?
Opened up a little bit more. We can enter chasms, and we're just kind of flying through the game, getting everything that we can.
First E-Tank. No, the one thing to note is you do start off with the morph ball in this. You do not have to find it.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
The one thing I was saying is, you can't crouch in this one, can you?
No, there's no crouching. It's not. Metroid 2 was the one that started
So they didn't upgrade that part, but I mean that just adds to the difficulty. Honestly, like going like in my pace, I went backwards. I went Super Metroid and then 2 Metroid, and I was like, oh my gosh, you can't crouch and shoot. Like, oh,
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
What am I gonna do?
in Metroid, brother.
Yeah.
We
Is this
got
a
this.
Metroid? Oh my gosh.
1FG is schmoving. We got the schmovement.
All right, let's see
Let's
here.
go,
The other
let's
thing
go.
is that. Oops, nope,
That's a
I got a little
minute.
bit stuck. This is bad RNG. Just some bad RNG.
We're doing a minute. Don't worry, we'll see where it pays off in just a little bit, guys.
The one thing, you're gonna see it a little bit here. A couple of extra mechanics that were added into this game were the fact that you had your spring ball, and then you also had wall jump boots. So you can actually do some wall jumping, and that becomes a key factor when you're actually doing speed runs for this, because you're going to need to be able to do wall jumping into your morph ball, which is very difficult to do. It took me many tries to get that down. And hopefully I'm not going to have too much of a trouble today, but I have a feeling I'll probably mess up at least a few times.
There's a lot of stuff they bring in that feels like it's very Super Metroid inspired, and like the wall jumps and all the morph ball tech feel really at home on something that didn't originally have them.
Yes, very much so. And then there's the only hidden missile tank in this that you can't see without shooting something. Just that little skeleton.
It's huge coming from any other Metroid game.
Yeah, right.
Yes, the Swift Schmovement Blackburn.
See, in that early spring ball, I remember looking at a map when I went through this through your recommendation, which now sits in that shadow box. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome, sir.
But yeah, no, the game itself was again, looking at the map, seeing that there was early access to something like that. I was like, man, that's going to be huge if I can figure out how to get there early. But I think we did eventually. But it was not nearly as smooth as you just pulled it off. But we got there eventually.
Yes.
The big if.
The big if.
Nintendo said we are just moving and grooving, grabbing everything.
He's zooming.
Boop.
Sanic fast.
All right, and so you guys will also kind of notice that screen scrolling and I almost said Samus, but Dawn's location as opposed to the screen scroll can affect where you're going to come out when you're coming into the other screen. I don't know if I explained that correctly, but...
for the most part.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's like if you're coming into the next screen, you're trying to, or knowingly, avoiding an enemy by jumping instead of just walking, you're going to kind of float over an enemy before.
Right, or you'll just instantaneously end up on a platform as opposed to having to jump.
There you go, yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's how I would see the advantage going, absolutely.
Okay, second E tank out of 7, even though you can only carry 6.
Nice.
Schmoovin'.
All right, let's see what's. I'm actually, this funny thing is I've
the ball
been
bounce.
As many times as I've been through this, and for those of you who are watching now, I am actually the world record holder for this type of run. I also am a world record holder for 2 other games as well, Thunder Force 3 and Qbert. Just want to throw that out there. But this game in particular, So I also want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Willie Will, because Green Slade Gaming, because he's the one that introduced me to this game, and I fell in love with it the moment I found that I saw him playing it, and it's just a superb game. And I just all of a sudden one day, and here's the important wall jump boots. See that if you look really carefully, it has a little W in there.
Nice little accent again for something fan. For something fan-made, this is got the polish of an official release.
See, there's the wall jumping.
Yeah, it's so good.
I really enjoyed my time with it. Again, I'm not nearly as smooth with it, but it's a really, really good, just fun run. And no spoilers, but the end is no joke either. So
nope, not at all.
Yeah, one of them showing off them world record stats right now.
That had me questioning, if I was truly a Metroid fan.
No, you did great. I was there for your first run through, and it actually went pretty well, all things considered. Because
it just, on
average,
it just was epic, man. It was fun. It was great. That's the best part. It was a really fun game that they don't make them like they used to, and this is definitely.
Did you guys see that wall jump though? My God,
that's clean.
It was so good, dude.
Let's see if I can get
another one.
Yeah, just right off the tippy top.
Nope, that one's See, that's only the one thing I will say that I do have. If you want to talk about RNG, it's like
the manip.
Yeah. If you want to say like getting like in these little gaps and stuff like that, sometimes it's a little bit inconsistent, but overall it's not that bad. It might take you an extra try or something to actually get through something, but like this one over here is probably one of the really first hard wall jumps. Whoops, as I screwed up. Nope, didn't need it. Okay.
Oh my.
I didn't need it. I did from the gap in the wall.
And you heard it here, folks.
First, you heard it here first.
I didn't need it. And I like how he puts like in this part of SR388, how he puts like little lights where the items are. If you know, I don't know if you noticed that or not.
The little lights where the items are, like a little, almost a hue. Yeah, I did notice. Like a slight color tinge or change.
Yeah,
background.
Very nice touch.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's just like, oh, how do I get this one? Oh, but see, that's the great thing about this is it's not only is it like a great platformer, action adventure, type of thing, but it's also a scavenger hunt, because to try to find some of these items is you literally have multiple ways to. Okay, here comes wall jump tough one number 2. Oh, first try.
Ooh.
That was all because of the earlier manip. That's why.
Yep, there you go.
So easy.
That's why we did the manip.
That's it.
But see, but as I was saying though, that's what this is about. It's kind of like those are the kind of things. The reason why your runs are going to be either good or bad is because of little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I didn't go up there yet. I just came over here. Playing chicken with the...
Oh!
Dodged it like the Matrix.
Let's see if I can... Nope, he didn't want to play nice. Betty, who's watching in the chat, thank you so much for watching today. Appreciate you stopping in for this fan-made game. See how there's like a little light right above the missile?
Mm-hmm.
Just little graphics like that just make it so much fun.
Yeah, all the tile sets and stuff have a really nice level of polish that feel like they go way beyond the original Metroid. Like the Chozo runes is pretty gorgeous. The ship, like it's all just very, very well done from an art perspective.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very easy game to consume for sure when it comes to just any kind of retro entertainment. Is essentially, gameplay, graphics. It all just is very much there. So.
Yep, absolutely. I see Big Baker's in the house. My good buddy Kyle is in here.
Hey.
Welcome in, buddy. Anybody else that I've missed, I apologize.
Baker?
Yeah, welcome in, dude. Along with everybody else, but yeah.
Yep. Right,
personal friend of ours.
Yep, absolutely. Actually, it's because of Super Metroid is the reason Baker and I are buddies.
Mm-hmm. It was me getting into the the Super Metroid ROM hacks are the fan made games that they've had circulating on all those.
Yep,
those right there are pretty insane. Some of those difficulty levels on those are.
Oh, dude, absolutely. It's might as well just name every single one of them like Paizo.
Vertical climb here.
Yep,
it went really well. Some wall jumps. Oh my god.
See, I will say this though: if you try wall jumping in this game, it's actually a lot easier than I would say if you're trying to learn it than say like on Super Metroid. This game will definitely make you learn it a lot quicker.
The timing is different. Coming from Super Metroid to this, the timing is definitely different.
Slightly, yeah.
It is learnable. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I
had to unteach myself Super Metroid wall jumping for this one. It's similar, but the timing is
it's slightly
that much off. And yeah.
Ouch.
But yeah, if you can do Super Metroid, you can do this one for sure.
Yep. Because I mean, it's NES, so it's like it's it's going to be a little bit less complicated.
At least you would think. You would think.
Yeah, you would think
We're just
anyway.
moving and moving and moving.
Okay, we're going to go now. We're going to go down to the underwater area, and we're going to head and get a few more missile tanks, clear it out, and also get our high jump boots. Is next up.
And the water area is one of the biggest graphical treats of this game for sure. So I'm really and always looking forward to that part because it's gorgeous.
And when they do the transition from like the different music as well, which by the way, the music is awesome in this game. The screen will scroll over a little bit slower. Okay, so if you're getting hundo, save that missile for later. Do not get it right now because you'll save some time. You'll save at least about a minute or so off your time if you get that missile tank. Just wait for a little bit later. As you're exiting the area, that's when you get it. But as you can see, Dawn moves a little bit slower in this area because you are underwater. So it does take your timing off just a little bit. See, as you can see, I'm moving a little bit slower.
One thing I'm glad that isn't in here is like an air mechanic.
Oh yeah,
being underwater.
Oh yeah, like
Sonic bubbles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god, that would drive me crazy.
My children have they've experienced the stress.
Screen. That would be horrible.
Oh god,
stress just thinking about that.
Yeah. They got the retro treatment. They like, oh no, what's happening? And I was like, yeah,
music.
What is happening? Yeah, what is that?
Hey, classic and current gaming
Life
here.
lessons.
What's up? Kamish is in the house.
All right, so we're underwater. We're doing things. We're grabbing stuff. No!
There it is.
He's got it. Yeah. Like it never happened. First try. First try. Yeah. I blinked. First try.
Are we sure this isn't Sonic? We're going really fast.
We are
It's
going
blue.
really fast.
No, we're moving.
I think it's Sonic.
We're about, let's say, about another 5 minutes or so. We'll be out of here. We'll be out of here and heading into what they call, well, in this one it would be Ridley, but it's this one they call him Pogo Boss. Don't ask. Don't ask because you'll see why when I get to him.
Pogo
No Ridley
Boss?
Diddley. Just
Yes, Pogo Boss.
Oh.
First try.
Diddley.
Yeah, no Ridley Diddley. Just Pogo Boss. That's all you get.
Yep. I mean, if you really think about it,
Instead.
no, it just looks like he's on a pogo stick. That's all I'm gonna say. Whoops. There we go. Whoops. Hilarious.
Hey, wall jumps.
More wall jumps.
Those are wall manips, my friend.
All right.
Very nice platforming, though. Very nice.
Really good.
Those little
dude.
sea hands,
Especially in the
they-
lag of the water.
Yeah.
Like, it's so
Yeah,
good.
That's why I said like this is like the worst.
very crucial.
Like that jump right there. This jump right here.
those are all
know.
cheat clenchers.
It's funny you made that noise, Captain, because I was just like, I do that almost every single time. Like,
Yeah. If you don't, it's just like, if you don't turn your controller when you're playing a racing game,
Yeah.
press the button harder to hit harder. Those things really do matter.
yeah, they absolutely do. It's a true statement. All right, let's see here. Okay, so see, now that I have the high jump boots, now I can come down here and get this missile tank because I can jump right up into it with the morph
I was
ball.
going to say and ask what made it easier, what made it faster. Okay, so the high jump boots. Excellent.
Yep, it's all about the high jump boots because without them, you can't reach them. If you try to do like bomb jumping, it won't work because you're underwater.
With the water and all that.
Oops.
Yeah.
So it just makes that bit much difference. So if you have the high jump boots, you go straight up into it.
So then
Yes,
it's a
absolutely.
troll the first time you come across it. You're like,
Yeah, they want you to get stuck
you're like,
there.
how
Yeah.
do I get that? You just try everything.
Little do you know, right?
Because I can remember I was watching, I forget who I was watching play this. It was a first timer, and I literally just told him like, you can either try the easy way, which is get everything first, or you can go and the long way around and actually go around and get it. And he went the long way around, and I was like, well, see, there you go. Whoops. Helps if you wall jump there, Don. Ah! What am I doing? I'm messing up. That's what I'm doing. Oh, that's right. This isn't the wall jump yet. There we go.
Those are all those missteps, quote unquote.
Yep.
Or nips. No worries.
There comes
All
another
according
tough wall
to
jump
plan.
for a missile tank coming up right here, as I don't want to get nailed. Got it.
Very nice. Very nice zap.
Yeah, as I said, that one
They
right
got the
there is
business.
really tough, actually, because it's almost like pinpoint accuracy. Almost, it's like right as you do the jump, you have to press the up button or the down button. To
A lot
go
of
into the
those
morph ball.
ones, that you're getting here, like right on the tip of these platforms, are very difficult for me. So it's cool to see just the fluidity. You know what I mean? Because I struggle with like those like that, just right at the tip of those. Takes me a few tries to get them, but
it really does make a huge. Just to do like little wall jumps like that, even off like the bottom, and you'll see one later on when I'm in the forest area, and I'll tell you which one it is when I get there. But it's just extremely like pinpoint accuracy where you're standing, how it makes a huge difference on where you are.
so perfect.
Yep, it really does, and you'll see it when I get there, and I'll mention it when I get there. But right now, it's just kind of like I just want to go to defeat Pogo Boss because that's where we're about to head. We've gotten everything here, except for one missile tank, which I'm going to go grab right now. Boingy, boingy. And then we'll head down.
Traditional wee.
Yeah, really, right? It's like you can't tell me that when you're rolling around in a ball that she's not going wee inside there.
I mean, if she's not missed opportunity and a half.
Shoot, this is going to suck. No, I made it. Okay, cool. They were a little bit off timing, so that threw me off for the moment. That's happened to me twice today. On
Do they have an
practice.
RNG on their spawn in, or
Yeah. It's
just
RNG
how
on
you
the
kind of
spawn.
fly in, or what your position? Gotcha.
Yep. All right, down to Pogo Boss layer. Let's go.
Clean split.
Now we can find out why it's the Pogo Boss.
Yep. In a few minutes.
The,
we'll get
the
there.
fabled Pogo Boss.
And we're gonna make
infamous.
a
Questions will be answered in due time.
We'll see it all shortly. Oh shoot, he didn't come down. Okay, get this missile tank up here. I mean, there's just so many. The reason why I like this game so much too is because there's just so many places you can explore, so many ways that you can just like get lost, and then you
It's
keep.
such a nice use of the background.
I mean, if you're doing like any percentage on this thing is like 20 minutes long, no joke. But if you do it like this, it's actually once you learn the paths and everything, it can be pretty quick.
Even from a more casual perspective, they build in a lot of fun things aside from items that you can find, like little Easter egg rooms and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you only,
Especially in the nest. The
we'll
nests
be
are full
seeing
of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if you like, I'm gonna be revealing one of them in the Easter eggs inside the and this is another
Spoiler alert.
I was gonna say I don't think I made it to any of those rooms in my playthrough, but again, I've seen him run through this, and the secret rooms are really neat.
Here we visiting the
Really
Mushroom
cool Easter
Kingdom.
eggs.
Here's the Mushroom Kingdom.
We made
There
it.
you go.
Is that Princess Peach? No.
No, not quite. Whoops.
This would make Mario 1 a lot more fun.
Dude.
Princess Peach with a blaster? Oh my god.
Yeah, Princess Peach with a blaster.
As the back of the box says, eat your heart out, Justin Bailey.
Wait, is this where they got the idea for that tactics game?
Yes.
Yes,
With rabbits?
I believe so.
Yes, it is.
All right, back onto the ship. Here we go.
Boom. Easy.
And the funny thing is, this is where we're going to come out
Dimensional
of too, as we're exiting. It's the same spot. Should I need to get some more missiles? Whoops, I forgot about that guy. It's all right. We'll jump through here. Now, the one thing I will say, even for Hundo, you don't have to get like all the items and stuff. So there are certain items that have multiple spots that they spawn. So you only have to grab one of the two. You don't have to grab both of them. Because like I could have just gotten the wave beam already, but I choose to keep just this one because missiles are good enough. You don't really need too much of anything else besides missiles in this. I mean, especially because if you get missile ammunition, that gives you 5 instead of 2, so it makes things a heck of a lot easier to, recharge. Oops. Get up there, Don.
Wait, we're about to.
And they're not being very generous and
later, right?
Yeah, it's towards the end.
Oh, nice.
And so I need to start scrounging for some missile ammunition. They're not being generous today.
That is the worst part, or the worst RNG of any Metroid run, Super or just regular Metroid. The RNG of missile drops is so crucial.
Yep. And this one, I mean, even with them giving you 5, it's like it can make a huge difference. But I'm not getting that many today. I usually have about 70, 80. I usually have.
I think Zero Mission plays out that way. If you select easy, it gives you more missiles, I think, instead of just 2.
I believe so, yeah.
But I think the Japanese version of Fusion allows you to select difficulty, but
suck.
The American version does not.
I need that. Got it.
Yeah, there's a ton of ending splashes and stuff in Japanese Fusion that didn't make it over too. There's a ton of different rewards for playing Japanese Fusion, surprisingly.
Oh, that's interesting.
See, now I need to get that for my Game Boys because I have the English. I need the Japanese version of Fusion now.
Is really good.
Yeah, I love that.
I think if you want a 0%, you need the US version, though. I think the only way you can skip that one missile is the US version.
Interesting.
Someone feel free to fact check that and let us know.
No, that's just interesting to.
Fusion gives me.
Fusion is so fun. It's actual horror.
It gives me heartburn, like just thinking.
See, I could never even think of anyone just breaking the cycle in that game, but it's definitely something that people are able to do now. There's one person I watch in particular. I think his name. I can't remember his name. That's awful. But I think his name's JRP.
Shout out to you, dude. We don't remember.
You can do whoever I want.
That's the thought that counts.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a great fusion runner, and he runs Zero Mission also. But those two in particular, it's really cool to see him just. Break a game that I didn't think was possible.
Got to give me some ammo. Missile expansion. Need that too. All right. Okay, we're almost at Pogo Boss. We're making our way down there now.
We're just moving though.
Yep.
Moving.
Through the shock.
Boosting.
Through the shock. I mean, there's just so many places to explore in this game. I just love it. Actually,
I was gonna say,
yeah, JRP. JRP is a sick
fusion runner. I know
Game Boy Advance runner.
I'm telling you, man. Then he gets on the MIDI and then he makes beats and stuff too. Very talented. Very talented.
Absolutely.
But yeah, his runs are very impressive again when it comes to that. But here we are, with a personal friend that also has a, featured a GDQ run that's just very cool to.
See how he says Pogo Boss, and now he's dead.
I've seen it.
Did you guys catch that?
It. Yeah,
that's why it's Pogo Boss.
Right at the end. Yeah, do it again. Yeah, go.
Yeah. I'd have to restart the run.
Why it was so good, he's got to do it a second time.
Now, the biggest thing in this game, I think, was the final boss. It's just to get that thing, the timing down is just ridiculously hard.
And then
The two main
Blackburn
bosses,
in the
not
chat
so much.
about System of a Down. Yes, I agree.
I stopped myself from making system references like 4 times, so I'm glad somebody else did it.
Same. I was trying not to so hard.
Out of here.
So yes, I agree. Just one more pogo boss. Yeah.
All right, we are out of here, and we're gonna go to get a couple more missile expansions, and then we're gonna head to the forest realm.
Blaster said they taught Uber everything he knows about Metroid Fusion. This is true.
I'll ban this.
This is
man.
true.
If I could, I would ban him. That's my
If I could.
Colton's my homie.
Oh my gosh, that's good stuff, man. I love it. Fusion is Bay too, man. I'm just a huge Metroid fan. It's like what we have dubbed ourselves, or what I affectionately dubbed myself, at least, as a Met head. I don't
Absolutely.
know. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be, but darn it, I just love me some Metroid stuff.
Yep. I said for me it was all about the baby.
The baby, yeah.
The babies.
Yes. I've got. My mom bought me the Nintendo brand Metroid, a little like 5-inch, 6-inch one. That's what I put in my computer case. So it is, in captivity. Got to keep it there.
All right.
It's that deep. Even my mom knows. She's like, oh, if I'm gonna get him anything, I just gotta get him something from Metroid. And he'll be happy. Be fun.
And sure enough.
Yes.
So once I get to the next elevator, I'll show you my little prized possessions.
All your Metroid belong to us.
Yep.
Yes.
Space pirate talk.
Easter egg.
I love it.
See, this guy knows.
It's all about the space pirates. You gotta learn how to speak their language. Dawn's just like, I heard enough. All right, so we are heading to... I'm running a little bit lower on health, so I'm going to take the safe path to the 5th E-Tank. Which I may not have enough for one try.
Backup strat, pro strat,
Yeah,
no big deal.
Maybe I'll do one. I'll do one attempt to see if I can do the power wall jump, to see if it'll actually let me do it today.
You can do it. You can do it.
Shoot.
You can do it.
Sorry, I want that missile ammo. Yeah, I've got enough for one
Half
attempt.
of running games is positive thinking. So, I mean, we believe in you.
Absolutely. That's why we're here.
Oh, I just missed it. That's the only attempt
you
I
need to
get.
believe harder.
No, I can't attempt it again.
Harder, yeah.
I can't attempt it again. I don't have too much health.
Oh, your fault. You should have believed harder. Gosh dang.
I was so close. I was pushing over too on the thing and it didn't pop me over. I was
All
like,
right, so
dang
here
it.
we have one of the hardest strats in the game here. So this wall
It hurts you.
jumping off of it gives you damage.
So-
And as you can see, it was a little bit too much.
Yeah, because you're taking at least 80 to 100 damage trying to get that sucker. So it's not easy. And if you don't have the health, you can't go for it on the easy strat. I've only, out of like the hundreds of attempts that I've tried that wall jump, I've only successfully done it 3 times. It's hard.
Clutch.
It is
Still.
the hardest strat in the game.
Mm-hmm. Easily, hands down.
Without all the manips, right?
Yeah, that too. Here's a Metroid art. There's one of the Easter eggs.
Manip done failed, bro.
So you'll get to see it again. There's
What was the
there's the
next
Metroid.
mission?
There it is. Next mission.
Yes.
You know, the funny
Always.
thing is, I was like, I've done, like, in my world record runs, I've not once been able to do that jump off the power bars. Not once. So that just
That's a
tells
goal
me
then, for sure.
It's a goal for me to be able to successfully do
Yeah.
that with the
In a run.
Yep. Oops. So that's the only
Very
thing I'm
nice.
kind of waiting for. All right, we're gonna go for the Varia suit, or Varia suit, as some people say, like me.
But now, after that strat, everything else is free.
Yeah, pretty much. I just got the only thing I'm gonna be missing at this point would be the just a bunch of missile tanks, And all the major well, no, it's all the major power-ups. That's what Rock Monster looks like right there, but that was the fake one. So it's Rock Monster
Full
and
rock.
Pogo Boss. There's the
There it
barrier.
is.
There it is. There it goes.
All right, here comes wall jump, tough one, number, whatever number I'm on. Whoops, yep, I already screwed it up.
God.
Nah, I went into the morph ball.
Talk about a hammer, bro.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one because it's like if you're out of position,
Yeah.
you're gonna hit your head.
You get it?
There it is. Come on.
You get it?
Nope. Come on.
We got this. We got this.
I'm going out way too low. Shoot, she's hitting her head. Oh, she didn't wall jump.
Very close. This is Alcatraz NES
Yeah.
version.
Dang it. I'm telling her to wall jump. She's not doing it.
This
Yeah,
is
this
the
is the
equivalent to
hardest.
Alcatraz for sure.
Yeah.
Oh no.
This
My
is
fault. I wasn't believing hard enough.
Alcatraz.
Hey, man. Believe harder now.
No, I am. I'm concentrating.
no, not helping.
Okay,
Dang it. This is the okay. You know what? You're dying because I'm sick of you.
you got this. You got this.
Come
You
on.
get those jumps, man.
Come on. I don't know why I'm struggling so much with this today. I never have this much time. It's because okay, I know what I'm doing wrong. I know what I'm doing wrong. But this is probably another one that's extremely this is probably the third or fourth hardest jump in the game. Because you have to really go out wide in order to get this one. And if you don't, see, I don't know why she's going into morph ball because I'm not telling her. Oh, I had
Oh my
it.
gosh.
Because I'm not telling her to go into it.
Oh,
This is really screwing up the
You got
run.
this.
you can do it. 1FG. 1FG.
Oh, why did she come out?
So close. You got this.
Oh man, this is just disastrous.
It's one of those ones where I wouldn't even attempt, and I would just find an alternate route because
I might as well go. I might as well go the long way. Oh, come on! Why didn't she go into the morph ball? I would have had
Just
it.
go when you're home.
You too good for your home?
Yeah, seriously.
He is.
Okay.
He is. This is ridiculous.
Wow.
She should know better.
She should know better. I don't know why I'm struggling so much at this. This is like a nightmare. See, she's not. I don't know what the heck she's doing or what I'm doing wrong because it's like I've been through this like so many times. Man, this is a joke. I'm just gonna do the long way here in a minute because that'd just be quicker at this point. I'm gonna give this a couple more tries, otherwise I'm just gonna take the long run.
Hey, no worries. All you
Yeah,
can do,
no
if you
worries
have a
at
backup
all.
strat,
Yeah.
that's the best part, is having a backup strat, to be completely honest. Because it's usually what I have to fall upon, so that's
You
okay.
can do it.
I'm gonna give it like 3 more tries. I'm just gonna take the long run.
No, I completely understand, especially when you know it's something you're confident in, and then sometimes the run just
Whoops.
bites back, and it's the worst
Yeah.
time whenever it does.
Okay, screw this. I'm just wasting too much time. I'll just get it the long way.
Hey, valiant effort, valiant effort.
Because I mean, that's the shortcut, the absolute shortcut way to get that. That's an E tank I was going for, the 6th one. So,
That in a marathon setting is horrible.
yep. Oh well, it happens.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, it's having the backup strat is the bigger part. Honestly,
exactly.
that's that's way more stress inducing. Is just not having the oh crap, I can do something else. Let me just do that like myself.
Yeah, that's
you know,
just how
without that,
marathons be. Like,
Yeah.
it happens. Trust me.
Because at that point, I was like, yeah,
That's,
reset the game.
I was gonna say that's a reset right there. Normally,
Yeah.
I completely understand.
Absolutely.
Now that I'm getting into my official hardware here, so maybe
Okay, so
maybe I'll have to
here's that
experience
pinpoint jump right here. So you have to have your leg right there, and then boom, you just jump right up into this. But it has to be like, whoops. Okay, I wasn't in the right spot. God, I cannot do this wall jump on the right today.
Oh my god.
See, there it is. I almost had it. But it's like you have to be like right there. There it is. So
ultra.
Oh,
Pixel perfect.
So that's what it is. That has to be pinpoint
Redemption.
accuracy right there.
Redemption jump, dude.
Yeah, very clean. First try.
Wow. Okay, let's go down
I
below.
can't believe
shall
you
we?
got that first try.
First
Yeah.
try, dude.
Blown away.
All these little guys coming out of the. All right, let's
See,
get.
this is where like I would lose patterns of where these guys spawn in. This is where I'd just be taking tons of damage.
I'm really low on missile ammunition. So another thing too, there's actually more missile tanks in this one than there are from the original Metroid. Because the original Metroid there was what, 21. This one has like way more. Because
Is
each
the count the full count the same?
yeah, the full count is still the same at 255, but the overall the number of tanks you have to get is more.
Is it because they removed one of the big tanks? Why is it
No,
different?
because the bosses themselves actually only give you 50 instead of 75.
Oh, okay, so they nerfed the
Oh.
big tanks. Got it.
So another rock
Big
monster
boss.
fake.
Fool's Gold Rock Monster.
I just love it. In this one, you can't tell the difference because they look exactly the same as the boss. But at least in Kraid, you could tell the difference. He looks like all like discolored and stuff. And this one, it's like he looks exactly the same.
I just thought Little Kraid was adorable. Just want to pet him.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Just get him a little aquarium, just take him on home.
He's shooting his little needles, and you just can't take him seriously.
For real.
It's like having a Metroid, just a baby Metroid latch onto your head. You're just like, can I trust you? Can I not trust you?
Fake Kraid is the
Imagine-
real baby.
Yeah, I mean, imagine Steve Irwin with a Metroid.
Real.
Oh, dear Lord. Look how crikey. Look at this little fella.
That'd be too good. That's good stuff. If only. Gone too soon. Tell you
Yeah,
what.
definitely. I totally 100% agree with that. Okay, we're almost there. But see, this is the long way around for the E-Tank. Get up there.
Still a cool route.
Yeah, you get to see more of the
Yeah, we
level.
just
The
see more of
visuals
the
are really
jungle.
nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There it is.
very cool visual.
So instead of, I'd
really
just be
like that.
dropping down right above this, and that's where the E-Tank is. But whatever.
Yeah,
We
and see,
tried to take the
again,
long way.
Right. No,
Yeah,
like
right.
Adam was saying, the graphics of this is just it's one of the biggest takeaways from it. It's just
Yep.
seeing more and more of that comparatively again from Metroid 1 and how much it's so much more spiced up on this is just it's a treat. It really
And
is.
this is my favorite area of the game because it's just the rainforest. It just looks so pretty. And then after you finish the rock monster boss, you get to see the 8-bit waterfalls. And Grimlock did such an amazing job on that. The design and everything of them. It just looks beautiful. Ouch.
Speaking of, now you're in the room with the rain. I love the rain.
Yep. This is my favorite part.
Underwater, rain, yeah, very
All right,
Very
get that
nice
missile
areas.
tank. Going down. Whee! Oh, good. I got the good RNG fall right there. There was nothing blocking my path.
That's one of the very satisfying things is being able to hit a good ball drop
Mm-hmm.
in these
Oops.
games. Oh man, that's
Oh, shoot. I screwed that up. There we go. I recovered fine. Okay, going up. We got one more missile tank to grab. And also, I was mentioning Willy Will earlier. So you guys, if you guys follow my intro to my Twitch streams, he was the one that wrote my intro, the 1FG tune,
the one, the only, the Mont.
the Mont Father, Belmont Brothers, All right, let's see. Now we can go down. Always jump a little higher right there because sometimes the monster right there as he comes into the screen will bounce you back to the other side if you're not careful.
This is what we're saying, earlier about the whole placement going into another screen,
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes into play a lot here.
Crucial.
Okay, Bert is heading down to Rock Monster.
Rock Monster?
The official Rock Monster. There is a
Same
shortcut
thing
to
goes
him, but
fighting with the System of a Down stuff.
Actually, I want that. There we go. That's
Zap.
nice. Yeah, really. It's like just pure bam.
I love it, yeah. It just gets zapped.
Let's see, almost there. This is the final room before the Rock Monster. But see, that's all acid, just like you have like lava. So it's like, oh, this is like acid rain or something. I don't know. It just seems like it, I guess.
But with the ripple effect and everything, and the splashes off the landscape and stuff.
It's gonna be terrible for her hair.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Oh gosh,
For real.
She'd have to go do her. Okay,
she's gonna need a new conditioner because her ends are
See
totally
how it's
gonna be
just slicked
split.
back?
Yeah.
Real technical fight here.
Wee.
Here it is. There's the Wii. If you don't do the Wii, you won't win. It's
You got to Wii and then just face check it.
That's
Yeah.
easy.
if you don't Wii,
That was a good one.
it's
Good
not
fight.
gonna happen. But yeah, very good, dude. Jesus.
That was a pretty good one.
He got
Yeah, the
he got
match is
super
insane.
zapped.
So one thing also to note in this is that the missile, you get to shoot up to 3 missiles at a time versus the original Metro. Okay, right here, before I say that, here's the waterfalls. Look how beautiful these look.
That they are.
And you only see them for a few seconds, but it's all worth it.
It's your reward for killing the rock monster.
Yep.
It is.
Rock Monster?
All right.
No rock candy. You just
Okay, so now we are heading back up to the ship. We're going to get our upgrades, finally. Our wave beam. Now, one thing to note about the storyline in this game is that all the weapons are prototypes. They weren't actual, like, weapons that, like, she can use and stuff. Like, they're to, like, mimic Samus, but at the same time, because, like, when you get to the wave beam, which I'm about to get, it doesn't go through walls. So it's just a prototype.
Should call it the diffusion beam.
I might as well.
W.
proto beam
The wide
Wow
beam.
beam. It only gets half.
and the wow.
So let's see. But well, first we're going to get the screw attack. Screw attack, another missile tank. Get some wall jump in here.
Gosh, I'm just so used to seeing the space pirates and having to blast.
Yeah, I know. They're your friends in this one.
I see him and I'm just like, oh, he's okay. Sheesh. It's PTSD there.
Oops.
Having to figure out how to activate the gold dudes in Super Metroid.
There we
Sheesh.
go. There we go.
Oh, yeah, those are so
Had,
hard
several
casually,
runs.
and then you realize how you can actually manipulate them, and they're like the
Yes.
easiest thing in the game.
Gosh, I was trying to get fast at Super Metroid, like casual, any percent, and I was like, "This is killing my runs." These golden pirates, man. These guys just do not cooperate. And then, like you said, there's a simple way to do the manip. That's all it is. That's all it ever is the manip.
All right, let's get the screw attack. There's our prize right there.
Chat says it's amazing that no one
There it
has
is.
done a Metroid.
Oh, that was
Alien
actual first
crossover.
try.
Yep.
Sorry,
That's
not to interrupt, but like
insane.
that
First
was
try.
genuinely impressive.
Very, very nice. Yes. But yeah, Metroid Alien crossover. Yeah, I've actually been thinking a lot about the Super Nintendo version of Alien 3 because I rented it a lot as a kid, but I never got too terribly far. But apparently, with the password system and stuff, you can really kind of pace yourself with that game and get through it pretty well. So it's something I might just do on my spare time because just saying that they would go so well, like the atmosphere and the graphics and everything, the gameplay, that would be such a really neat crossover.
Dude, Alien 3 was so good too.
I like the Genesis version better, to be in all fairness.
What was the big difference? I've been watching a lot of videos. I think from I forget who the creator is, but they do a lot of comparative videos where they talk about the Sega and SNES version and really do give a lot of insight on the differences.
Yeah, I mean, I think the overall game itself was the SNES one on a timer. I can't remember. Because I know the Genesis version, it was basically a rescue mission where you had to basically rescue a bunch of prisoners in a level and then exit it.
I feel like there was a timer and there wasn't. I think if you took up a mission, maybe to save someone in a certain amount of time. But again, I have no idea. I just remember it just being a lot of fun, but very difficult.
Yeah.
And now I want to get through it because I was like, man, I did enjoy it. But same thing with, I think there's another old NES title, like Death Race or something. Very neat game, but very, very difficult.
Well, yes, I actually did on my channel on YouTube. I did do a full playthrough of the Genesis one. I vaguely remembered like it was actually kind of funny to watch the guys, like if you run out of time and there's any prisoners left, it basically just like you get to watch them get like explode into like an alien come out of their chest. It's actually pretty gruesome.
That's insane. I think I remember seeing something about that, and then the music being a little more gritty, but that's expected with Sega.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what game I want to go back to is the SNES Jurassic Park. I beat Genesis in the day,
okay,
but never SNES, like the top-down, like super difficult one.
Right. I was watching a buddy of mine a while back, Sathdress. He was doing Jurassic Park, I think, for Game Boy, and that was really neat. And so I've been seeing that come around. So it's pretty interesting to say that too. The whole Jurassic Park thing.
The Super Nintendo game, though.
Yeah, this little mini boss is.
Did it not have password system and stuff too?
It did.
Right?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I think that was like
I think the Super
style game. I didn't get very far, but I believe that's like the thing. And like when you're in dungeons, it's like a first person shooter, like kind of like I don't know, but. Like where you like move from like tile to tile, like grid, like FPS type, like old school like Elder Scrolls type thing.
Okay, that was the recharge station. Once you beat that boss, it recharges you, and that is the last missile tank. So we are gotten all the items. We are done with the items now. It's just time to finish the game.
The magic number.
Let's go.
255.
We missed it. We missed all the items.
Right, yeah, 0%. This is it, folks. This is it. No, we've got our upgrades. We've got all the tools we need to proceed. Yep, we are in the green.
That's always the scary
been counting.
point. That's
you have to collect the 7th tank that doesn't count?
It does count. And for the item
you have to collect it even though it doesn't have a thing?
You have to collect it. It counts as like one item.
Yeah, that was what I meant to ask. I didn't think about it until we started all this missile fanfare.
Yeah, you have to actually collect it. All right. Well, one already popped up already. All right, let's beat this little mini boss. This one I still to this day haven't figured out the best way to defeat him.
Gives me Star Fox vibes, this guy.
Right.
There we go. Got him. Took a little long, though.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
All right, down to Turian. Here we go. And the one thing I want to point out, too, is like...
I'm the same way. Pepperidge, either way.
Pepperidge, peppermint, pepper tree.
Hey, see, whatever, man. I got you. We're all speaking here.
Here they are.
This is the part that was tough for me.
Metroids.
It's going to be easy. What's this?
We must be at the end of the game. There's Metroids.
They are not eternally grateful. They they want that dome.
They just want to be left alone.
Sorry, you can stay frozen. I'm done with you guys.
Hey, you can't say that.
All right, there we go.
What you got in your freezer, Frozen Metroid? Oh, that's great. Sounds
Save a little
delish.
Metroid for later.
It goes great with cabbage. And the side rice.
I bet you can make Metroid sushi.
I'm pretty sure you could.
I'm envisioning it now.
It would be gross, but you can do it.
It would be gross, but you know.
All right, let's see if I can do this jump, guys. This is another
I love
tough
these
one.
jumps. The freeze jumps are so nice. They're so cool. Here goes. Here goes.
Got it.
Oh,
Very nice. Very nice. And
feels
the babies
good,
are
man.
left
Feels
behind.
good.
There's my
That was
redemption.
very good. Very nice. Second redemption. He did it again, folks. The other one was a really good jump, though. The first redemption.
Yeah.
How long does frozen Metroid last in the fridge? 3 days.
Yeah, there you go. We can make up stuff as we go along.
that's like we
Yeah,
talking.
not long.
Frozen in
Yeah.
the fridge? I mean, like, yeah, 3 days.
You letting it thaw in the freezer? I mean, I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
technical, but if we put it in the freezer, like does it
I
like a
am
deep
trying to be
freezer? Does it last? Does it
I
last
am trying
longer?
to be
Right?
technical.
I'm just me too.
I'm trying to be technical.
At this point. At this point.
All right, here we go. Final boss area. Oh shoot, two of them came out.
Dude,
I mean-
clean. Let's go. All right, so this boss is what we call toxic.
Yeah, dude, this is the one that I was like, how do you get through this? I was like, this isn't easy. But
It's,
we're gonna see some strats here, some pro strats. This is what makes it easy. It's like me doing the Zephyr skip or whatever for Super Metroid. Once I figured out a good way for me to get it locked in,
Need to get this up.
oh man, it's crucial.
Okay, there's one. Okay,
All right,
I got
so
it.
it's
I popped it
basically
open.
a mother brain type boss right
Yes.
now. These
I
little
love it.
Rinkos
things,
type of
these
things.
little dots that we see falling
These little
down.
poops.
Now you can freeze them and make them act as platforms. Now the problem with this screen here is you're going to be constantly attacked by Metroids, right?
Yep,
Now,
they
the problem
always
with the
keep
Metroids
respawning.
Is you have to shoot them with a missile. So let's say that you freeze your platform and you're shooting a Metroid with a missile and you destroy your platform, you're losing like 20 seconds easy. So far,
Yeah, this is
it's looking really good here. Ooh.
One more
You
shot.
almost jinxed
Take
it.
out that Metroid.
Boom.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Oh well, it's much better to just hop.
That actually went extremely well. That
Yeah, that was a really nice
great.
platform setup.
It took me
All right,
like
let's get
10
outta here.
minutes to get the platform in a good pattern right there. So that's just
That was
made it
nearly a
way too
perfect
easy.
boss.
No, that was excellent, man. That was really good, man.
So
That
now
was
the thing
super
is,
duper
for,
good.
in terms of the
Love
storyline
that.
for this, you can see the Federation has finally landed on this on the planet SR3D8, so they're starting to come down. So you need the timer is if you don't get out here in time, you're caught. So by the Federation, so when they're going to take back the Metroid specimens and everything else, so you have to get out of here before they catch you. Versus
Real nail
versus-
biter of a exit sequence here.
yeah, 'cause it's actually it actually is quite long.
Chat
And
points out that
story-wise-
that was a Disney Princess Metroid. That wasn't a Mother Metroid.
Yeah.
If we don't see it in the honorable mentions in the next princess mentions, then we riot.
No, you don't. Bye bye. Sorry, no time to play.
You got this, man.
Yep, we're almost out of here.
Don't get caught.
Yeah, you haven't got eaten so far.
All right, just a couple more screens here,
Very
and
nice.
we'll be off of here. So when I
Looking
press up
really,
on the
really
elevator,
good
that will
right
stop
now.
the time. Once I press up on the elevator, that stops the time.
Really good. Like any good Metroid game, we have a nice
Yeah,
little
the-
vertical shaft.
Yeah, if you don't have that, then you got nothing.
You can't call yourself Metroid if you don't have the vertical escape sequence.
That is the bread and
GG's,
butter.
we did it.
And GG.
Good run.
GG.
Very good, man.
FG.
GG's, everybody.
Super awesome.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. This run was so awesome.
Yeah, it's
if you
just a
wanna see
fun
more
run,
of
man. I
this,
loved it.
We got 1FG here. You can give him a follow over on Twitch. He's amazing. He's a little bit of a variety streamer, but a lot of Metroid. And runs a lot of Rogue Dawn as well. So just head on over there, check him out, man.
Yep.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah. So
Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having us.
So this is all the end story games. So this is like now Dawn brings the Metroid capsule over to Ridley to bring over to Zebus they're actually at Zebus right now where she drops off the capsule, and now Dawn is basically saying, I'm done with this kind of thing. I'm going to go my separate ways. So she says, I'm going to choose my own destiny, and then she's going to take off, which is, I said it earlier, if you read the instruction manual for the original Metroid, it says a ship is taking off, and this is essentially what it is right here. This picture. It says, Samus, I'm making my approach on Zebus. Detecting a shuttle leaving orbit, ignore it, and proceed to Zebus as planned. So that's exactly where all this ties in together.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here. We're running a little bit over, so I'm going to keep the outro super sweet and short. First off, thank you to all the runners, commentators, etc. that have been on the show. It's been fantastic. We featured some amazing games today. Big shout out, as always, to Ray, for my production partner, for all of the hard work that they do behind the scenes. And then last, and especially not least, all of you for hanging out with us at home, wherever, whenever you may be, chilling, watching, donating, supporting, doing whatever you're doing. It's all greatly appreciated. That's it for us here at Perilous Paths. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll be back in 2 weeks, but don't go anywhere because we do have Awfully Silly coming up after just a short break. So stay tuned and we'll be back with another block of amazing content.
All right. Thank you, guys.
That was awesome.